We're live here with real news, and boy, do we have an amazing show for you guys tonight. We are in the middle of one of the most important historical, cultural moments that we are witnessing, cultural events, populist events that we have seen, I personally think, since 2016. And if you don't know what I'm talking about yet, it's the GameStop short squeeze. I will explain a very quick version of this, and we can dive into our opinions and everything, because I know it's a very confusing thing. Nobody really explains it well. I will say is it Graham Stefan? What the fuck's his name? He probably did the best, even though I think his was still a little missing some stuff, and I think he's a little risk averse. We're live, by the way, Phil.
Hey, so can you hear me?
Yeah,
we're live.
Yeah, we're live.
Oh, we are live?
Yeah,
we're live right now.
Yep.
So you're telling me we're live? No, I'm just playing.
Hey, Don in chat.
So what are we talking? What were we first talking about?
We're just starting. Sean's gonna give a brief introduction of the stock market issue.
Awesome blossom.
Yeah, so basically what's been happening, because everybody's asking, why is GameStop going through the roof? So GameStop was a stock that not too long ago, I will pull up the charts right here, was only like $3, $4, $5. About a year ago, it was only like $3, $4, $5, and a couple of things were happening not too long ago in December, and even 9 months ago. That was the earliest I could find. The YouTuber slash Reddit user named Big Fucking Value with the YouTube channel name Roaring Kitty, can look him up. He put in a lot in GameStop early. He saw something here that other people started to see. The guy from The Big Short, Christian Bale's character, Michael Burry, had a massive stake in GameStop. I forget how big it was, but it was massive. The CEO of Chewy, who I forget his fucking connection already, but he has some sort of connection to all this. He had a massive stake in it. So people started wondering, why do they have such big stakes in this? What's going on here with this stock? They started looking, and the Altismos on Wall Street Bets started looking at, in particular, the short value on it. This stock was shorted 130%. There were more shares short on the stock than actually were out there. It's a little that part I don't fully understand, but you can probably look up some videos that'll explain it better. So they found that out. They found it's shorted way more than it should have been, over 100%. So they started thinking, and one of the things they realized really quickly was that, wait a second, if we drove the price up, these people would be screwed. Because what's a short? A short is basically normally when you're buying stock, you buy low, sell high. You buy your stock at the lowest price and sell at the highest you can to make money. Pretty freaking simple. It's how you do anything. With shorting, it's basically the opposite of that, with an extra step. You borrow stock from somebody, and instead of buying it first, or you're buying it low, you sell it high. So it's like I said, it's the reverse. So you're selling it high. Let's say you sell for $100. That means that stock's out of your hands. You have your money, but it's out of your hands. But since you borrowed it, you need to give it back. So what you do is you're basically betting on the market going down dramatically and crashing. And in the case of these hedge fund slime balls, they will manipulate the markets, and then they will basically destroy companies so that their stocks plummet so they can get their profits. And when the stock goes down, they will buy back that stock and they will give it back to who they borrowed it from, and then they pocket the difference. That's their profit. So they were betting on GameStop to completely fail. And so what these people on the Wall Street Bets board did was they coordinated an effort where they quickly bought lots of stock. They quickly bought it, and when you buy stock, the price goes up. When you sell, the price goes down. So they bought a lot of stock, drove it up, and these people that were shorting it, they were panicking, and they were basically forced to cover their losses. So they thought, well, we better buy or sell more stock to short some more to get the price so that we can get the price down eventually. The problem is that creates a whole snowballing effect where now the price keeps going up. It shot up, and now we're at a point where it's super high, and it's spread all over social media, because what they're doing now is a short squeeze, where these Wall Street Bets people are buying as much stock as they can, and if we can buy enough stock and we can hold it and hold the line, then after a certain while, particularly once this month ends, these hedge fund guys got to buy their stocks back. They have to. Their contracts expire. They got to get it back. It only lasts a month. Or else they're going to be paying massive interest rates.
Also, keep in mind, also, good explanation, by the way. Also, like a lot of the times when people short on stock, they're buying off the margin. Margins usually have a cutoff where like if you lose a certain amount of money, they'll automatically sell. So if you're shorting on a stock, like if you're shorting on a stock and you all of a sudden start losing money, it's going to automatically cut off at a certain dollar amount. So you're guaranteed. If that's the case, at a certain dollar amount, you're guaranteed to lose money. Right? You're guaranteed to lose money, and it's set. So a lot of these people, a lot of the big money players on these up markets lost a ton. Anyway, sorry for
and they're going to lose more. And I'm glad you brought that up too. Cause like I said, I feel like I have a pretty good understanding of this, but I still look, I mostly don't care about stocks. I only invested in March, and I was lucky to get I can't believe I literally still can't believe this. Robinhood gave me a free GameStop stock, and I've been holding it.
I think the GameStop thing was by design too. But anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, and it's been so hilarious to watch this. But do you want to do your intro, Sam? I hear.
Yep.
All right.
And good evening, folks. Welcome to tonight's edition of the Whitfield Report, co-streaming with Versa Media. I am your host, Sam Whitfield, broadcasting live here from NGC Studios here in South Florida. The Versa Boys are streaming from, well, across the country. And anyway, we're back for another exciting week. Lots of stuff to get to tonight. Contact info as usual. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at @SamDiver_NDC. Gab and Minds at Sam Whitfield. Facebook.com/Whitfield Report. TheSamWhitfield.com. And subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Also, streamlabs.com/Whitfield Report. Also, the title of tonight's stream is aptly titled Money for Nothing. Sean is going to be explaining what the whole stonks thing this week is.
Stonks.
But I want to disclose for all of us here that none of us are financial advisors. In fact, we are kind of financially retarded.
Yes.
As
You're not. I'm out of here. Fuck you guys.
Wait for yourself, goddammit! I'm a genius.
I'm a day trader,
and
man.
I got me that there GED education, and we're doing it all right now. Now, anyway, sorry about that. What's up, Sammy?
Not much, Phil. How are you doing? By the way, I want to do something real quick here.
Oh
You got it.
Oh, do it.
Yes.
Oh fuck yes.
I've got it. I'm gonna.
Oh
So-
shit.
Whoa shit! I got to open it up
the,
on here. We gotta
No.
see this.
Now you got it. Now you got it. Now you got to watch the Whitfield stream. Now. It's
We
on.
gotta do
Let's go.
streamception here.
Yep.
Pull this
So-
shit up.
So the Versa brothers for my birthday, they got me this.
Can we call ourselves Versa Bros? We're all bros here.
Call you.
Oh, I see Donnie in the chat. How you doing, Donnie?
What's up, Donnie?
RW, we'll be talking about AMC real quick. We're doing something a little special, and then we will talk about what we think's gonna happen with AMC on Monday. But Sam, what do you got there?
So for my birthday present, the Versa brothers generously sent me this T-shirt. When your wife wants a naked chariot ride, and so
Flash that shit.
Yeah, show it.
Which is what I intend to give your wife, Ellen Benjamin, one of these days.
Oh.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Did you put that higher on the stream? I couldn't see it.
You put it higher, like so that people can see it.
Yeah, raise that. Raise it high.
So there's the I'll post pics on Twitter later too for those of you who want to see it.
Yes, that is
But
beautiful.
yeah,
Your wife wants a naked chariot
I'm-
ride. Yes.
Based.
I'm giving rides in the rate machine now.
There it is.
Disavow.
There it
Disavow.
is.
Pussy magnet installed.
7. Yeah, I'm telling you what, man. Sam is a fucking legend. I'm calling it right now.
If he wears that shirt, I think he not only unlocks legendary status, but that's god level. That's god level.
So I'm actually gonna do something special since
You're gonna take your shirt
since a bunch
off.
yeah, since a bunch of the ladies and since Johnny has been asking for a while because we know that he's the he's kind of the resident gay of the Whitfield report, or as he likes to call it, the Whackfield report.
The
The
flat.
Dickfield report.
Yo, I should have gotten some like royalty free like sexy music that's like some like sexy sax.
I wish
And
I wish YouTube didn't like wouldn't boot us for like music, because we would be totally doing the
Oh,
whole techno scene thing.
I would be playing money for nothing if YouTube weren't so stingy because it's so appropriate for tonight's topic. But
Hey man, you can see if they let you
Anyway.
live stream on fucking TikTok.
yes. Yeah, you should do this on TikTok, dude. You can grow.
I don't have enough followers on TikTok.
Oh, you will after you do this.
Oh man.
Yeah, well, I know that Interest of Stuff is probably going to clip this, but so hang on, I've got to take my headset off real quick.
That's not the only thing that's coming off. Alrighty, girls. The moment you've all been waiting for is here.
Like, I should do
Okay.
that. Whenever someone super chats you, you should have it like you strip or something.
Yes. Another piece of clothing comes off.
Okay, so this is what y'all wanted to see.
This is glorious.
I hope Owen's
is,
watching.
This might be the most
Okay.
glorious day in Versa history.
Yes. And don't worry, people. We will be talking about stocks, but we have some other money we're looking at right now.
How
This
can
is gonna
we
be
how
some
can we be talking about stocks at a time like this?
Donnie says OnlyFans! Exclamation mark. Yo.
I've been telling Sammy that. I've been telling Sammy that for a year.
Yeah, he can start his OnlyFans off of this.
He's gonna be giving naked chariot rides on
It'll be-
OnlyFans account,
it'll
man.
be-
That's gonna be awesome.
It'll be only feet though.
Oh my god, you should go put your OnlyFans, like shave it to your chest, your fucking OnlyFans hashtag or whatever the fuck they do.
Yes.
I can't
Or-
believe that you didn't wear that shirt onto the stream.
Fucking
what I thought
cash
he was
app
gonna
on
do.
your fucking chest
Right.
there.
This is hilarious.
This is
This is
amazing.
great. This is the greatest thing ever.
Oh yes. Come on. There we go. Yes. It fits.
Alrighty, fits.
Swear to God.
fits
Swear to
like,
God. True story. True
fits like a
story.
dream, boys.
Yeah.
Thank
Did you
you.
say like a
There
training
it
bro?
is.
Dude, his sub
There
numbers
it
just
is
went
right
up
there.
2 because of this. He went from 9 to 11. Oh wait, that's
Yeah.
not
Dude, straight up.
So-
Well, Sean and I were creating this while I was at work. I'm like, oh my God. It just struck. It was like a divine
intervention.
touch, man. I honestly, because when I was dropping somebody off, I saw this handicap sign, and I was like, what if we got a girl on the and then I'm like, oh my God, and then that's when I talked to Sean, and then we were like, we got to make this happen, and
Yes.
so yeah.
Yes, I know. Yes, Johnny, I know I'm a hairy beast. You know what? Because men have chest hair. I don't care what the feminists say. Men have real men like Tom Selleck have chest.
you just say Tom Selleck.
Yes. Although,
Pulls Tom
well,
Selleck out of the hat. What the fuck?
well, Tom Selleck back in the day when he was Magnum.
It's a reverse mortgage. It's a loan.
Well,
Like any
yeah,
other.
he's obviously like an old broken down boomer now.
You guys getting the audio issues?
Well, I think he's still trying to finagle his shit.
Oh yeah, it's to be expected.
Yeah. This is the great.
Bro.
This is the greatest moment. This is the greatest moment in Versa history, right here.
It's
I'm
good
sure the
stuff.
stocks is more interesting. Nah.
Stonks.
So yeah, now that we're
Properly dressed.
properly dressed, stonks. What about them?
Yeah, let's hit this back up
Hey.
again. Let's hit the stocks thing back up again.
Yeah, I made a cartoon parody about stonks.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. It's Calvin and Hobbes.
So Apex, do you want to promo your little comic book?
Oh sure, yeah.
Account now.
I grew. I'm a millennial. I'm old as fuck, and I grew up reading Calvin and Hobbes and various other comic strips, all of which I love, but Calvin and Hobbes was my favorite. So I've been taking old strips and I made a based Hobbes Twitter account where I'm like making, just erasing the word bubbles and making them funny Whoa, shit. So yeah, at Based Hobbs on Twitter is that's where that's happening.
Wait, does that Base Dilbert or is that someone else?
No, but Based Dilbert is part of the Based comic strip conglomerate, of which I am a ranking member.
Is this like an actual thing?
No, it's not.
Well, it kind of is now.
I mean, it kind of is. Yeah, like I know that Based Garfield, Based Dilbert, Based Hobbs, and a couple of others I can't think of off the top of my head for some reason. We're all in a Discord together, and it started with Based Dilbert. Like, that shit took off. They started the Based Dilbert, and they shot up to like 5,000 followers in like a couple of days or something. Went kind of viral.
Oh boy.
Oh hey.
Had
So
to,
Had
to unclog the toilets for my brother. Not that
God.
anybody
That's a
needs
whole
to know
lot.
that.
That's a
Should
whole
give
lot
it-
of information. Speaking of which, I got a small confession.
Oh, no.
So one time, I got suspended from school for you know how
What?
you know how there's the Calvin and Hobbes the Calvin and Hobbes beach shirts where they have them pissing on something, right? And then they just put like
Yep.
logos or whatever. I had one that said that had your mom on it, and then had Calvin pissing on him, and then the teacher suspended me for that.
They suspended you for that? From the school?
Yeah.
Wait, they suspended you
it
from
was
the
like a couple
school?
days or whatever.
That was back in the day. Like
that was
shit.
definitely back in the day though. Yeah.
Dude, fuck high school. We had some lady wearing like I like to watch midget porn because it makes me look bigger shirt. Like my first day of the fucking parking lot. I was like, yeah, but this is gonna be fun.
That's interesting. Well, anyway, the topic at hand. Well, we can talk about midget porn later because I know everybody's gonna want to talk about that as it gets later.
Let's hit up these stonks.
Let's do that. All right, since Sam already stripped for us, we can close out of that. But I will explain what I was kind of just explaining, hopefully in a shorter, more abridged version. But for anybody that's not following this shit, basically what's happening is the stock market for GameStop specifically was over-shorted. Over 130% of the stocks were shorted. When you're shorting something, that means you, instead of buying low, selling high with your stocks, you are selling high and then buying low. Why would you do that? With shorting, you borrow a stock, you sell it high, and then when it goes down and crashes, you buy it back low because you have to give it back to the person you borrowed, and that's how you make your money. So people on Wall Street Bets noticed that this stock was the most shorted stock in the market, and they co-coordinated to get the price up so they could screw these guys because they want to buy back low. And if they buy back high, and if it's past the time they're supposed to, they're forced to buy it back with interest. So that's how we're screwing over the hedge funds. Man, that was the shortest explanation I've been able to do with that. But if you watch the Versus stream in the beginning, you can hear a more in-depth explanation of that. But again, like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you want to know more about that. We have a video specifically talking about this that goes in depth a little more. I've learned more cent, but that's the basic gist of it. We're sitting at $3.12 a share now. $312 per share, and the squeeze. Yes, I am not a financial advisor, and I am not giving financial advice in any of this video for anybody who says that. But on Monday, the squeeze is expected to start happening because that is the start of February. So their contracts have expired at the end of the month, and the margins thing that Phil explained happens too. AMC, for RW in the chat, from what I've heard in the Wall Street Bets Discord and their Reddit, AMC could hit its peak on Monday, or it might not, depends how things go. But it's uncharted territory what's going to happen on Monday. But I'm freaking psyched. I got 3 GME stocks, 2 AMC, freaking ready. What have you guys been thinking about this? I don't know if you guys have any stake in it like I do, but I have been loving this so much. This is the coolest, like the best troll ever. It is a beautiful populist revolt against the Wall Street hedge funds, and it's the most unifying thing since like 9/11. I've never seen people so united behind this, so unified, and like I can't ask for anything better. It is just amazing.
Well, it's only
I
gonna
just
be... Go ahead, Sam.
I was gonna say, as someone with, I mean, I'm not really invested in stocks at all or anything, but to me, I just want to get this out of the way. It's hilarious that Trump isn't even in office, and like he's not in office anymore, and yet CNN is blaming Trumpism still. So Trump derangement syndrome is still alive and well, even in Biden's America. I fucking love it.
We didn't even talk about what Robinhood did in response to that, did we?
That's the next part of it, is that
we're gonna get to that,
because this was taking off for a couple days, and I noticed a little, like a few days after I saw like the quarterings video, and I was like, holy shit, I have freaking GameStop stock, what the hell? And when I got in on it, you could still buy and share normally. Robinhood, which is what I use and which a lot of people use because it has no fees and it's very simple and easy to use. I love the service, don't get me wrong. But what they did was, in my opinion, market manipulation 100%, because they said on Thursday, you can't buy any more GameStop. They completely shut it down. You can't buy a single share more. You could only sell. And people that were using margins, some of them were getting their stocks sold automatically. And then on Friday, yesterday, they limited it where you could only have 1 GME share and only, I think, 1 AMC share. Because I bought a GME in the morning, or 2 GMEs, and I think another AMC or something like that. And I at first thought, oh shoot, I bought it was a little high because it dipped. Then this is the important thing to know about this. When it dipped during the afternoon, that's when they shut it off and capped it. It was during the dip when the hedge funds were trying to drive the price down. Freaking coincidence? I think not. It's so disgusting.
I think it might have happened. I think it might have happened at the opposite order. They made their restrictions. What likely happened was they made their restrictions, and then because of that, it started dropping.
No. Because I was watching it live. I was doing it live because I saw it dropping. And I went to get some.
Well, you gotta remember. Yeah. So you got to remember there was insider information involved too. So the news might have came earlier. The news itself might have been earlier for some of the most like important people, and then you ended up getting it later, and of course that's going to normally happen. Well, there's always at least some insider information and stuff. So anyway.
What I think would happen was, because the price was relatively high-ish. It was in like the 200s, or like 300 to it was in the $300 range, I'll just say roughly. And that's when I got it. And then I was riding my bike and I was listening to their Discord, and somebody was like, "Yo, it's dropping, it's dropping. Holy shit." And I went on quickly to try and get some, and it was locked. So what I think they probably did is they shorted a bunch and then they bought them back once it dipped.
Well, they reset their hedges. They reset their hedges. What does that mean? So, so when they set their restrictions and then the stock tanked, they immediately reset their hedges. Like because
another one.
Yeah. So what they did was they reset their hedges because
what does reset their hedges mean? I don't get that.
Well,
Right?
You're hedging your bet. Basically, what they're doing is they're hedging their bet. Like if it goes below a certain amount, they hedge. They basically a bet. Basically, you're betting. Like if you're hedging a bet, you're betting if it goes down a certain bit, you'll do X, or if it goes above a certain amount, you'll do X. Like what they did was, as soon as it got done tanking, as far as it was going to do, they were going to reset their hedges to mitigate their loss. And then so what they likely did was they reset their hedges. So if it goes below a certain amount, they make money, and if it goes above a certain amount, they make money. So
were they buying or selling anything? Like, I still don't quite get that.
No, they're doing both. They're hedging. Like if it goes below a certain amount, they got some money in it. Where if it goes a certain amount, goes under a certain amount, then they make money off of that investment. If they go above if the stock price goes above a certain amount, they make money. So whatever they do, they're gonna make at least a little bit of money. So that's part of what hedge funds do. That's a piece of what hedge funds really do too. So I mean, it's not like, look, this whole thing is not a multiple move chess piece. It's a one-time move to make them lose a ton of money and keep them honest, which worked. It totally worked.
Yeah, well, they already here's the other thing I forgot to mention was that Citron Research, or Citron Capital, they're a massive hedge fund. They have this dude who's like their CEO named Andrew Leff bragging about shorting this stock months ago. And that's what kind of got people to get in on this. They were like, look at this scummy Wall Street guy that's going to manipulate the market to shut down GameStop and tank the stock. We're going to shove it to him. And so after that, they started fucking with this stuff, and they lost a shit ton of money. I believe they went bankrupt because Citadel gave them money to bail them out. And Citadel, if you look at the people that get money from them, very, very interesting. It shows you how, I think the biggest thing that's coming out of this, like, I've always kind of thought basically that the stock market's rigged. It's all gambling, but people are really waking up right now to how rigged this is, and it's rigged more than people thought. Because look at Robinhood. They're like, oh, we're letting the people trade. Oh, you can do it all at home. Look, you can make so much money. And it's like, only if we let you. Only if you're not doing better than the hedge funds. If the hedge funds are losing money, no. You can't make money. No, you can't. It's so disgusting.
Well, isn't the thing with Robinhood too? Their money making method is like by selling your data like right before.
That's part of their money making method. Yep.
Yeah, bro.
Yes.
You cannot fucking. If an app is free, if any service or product is free, you're the product. Period. That's just you're being sold somehow.
Yeah.
Whatever you are. So this Robinhood thing, there's America Uncovered on YouTube, and they do China or America Uncensored and China Uncensored. Yeah, they're a good channel. They did a 20-minute video about kind of breaking this stuff down earlier, and they broke down how Robinhood makes money, and it's pretty. I mean, it's obvious, but the people freaking the fuck out at them being able to do the things that they're doing sorry. I mean, that's like fucking.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. It doesn't make it right, but
Well, whenever an app's free,
you know,
they're either making money off of ads or off of data. And with Robinhood,
Well-
there's no ads, so it's data.
both.
Well, that
Well,
pissed me off because
No,
I have it.
Robinhood makes money. They don't sell your trade. They're not. They contact you with buyers or sellers. Like they're a middleman.
Well, what
They
they
make money
also
off of
do,
you,
yeah, that's
literally.
true. But what they also do, which is what somebody was telling me on the Wall Street Bets Discord, this one dude, I don't know if I will send you guys his Twitter and his Twitch. I'll even post in the description. This dude knows his shit like you wouldn't believe. He was pulling out like research papers, classes he took, all kinds of shit. He was self-taught, but he knew this shit so well and was bringing up terms and strategies that even a lot of these experienced people in Wall Street Bets didn't know about. One of the things he brought up was that when you put those limit sales on your stock, your limit buys or your limit sells, he was telling people, be careful with that because you're telling Robinhood what you're going to be putting down for your money. You're telling them how much you're going to buy and how much you're going to sell it. That shit gets around. That becomes the insider info, quote unquote.
Well, and that's why, I mean, I don't want to sound snobby, but that's kind of why I never signed up for a Robinhood account because it kind of seemed shady to me. Also,
You want
interesting
to talk
stuff.
about Russian collusion? Look at who owns that company. It's some fucking
Yeah.
weird
Oh,
Russian.
also, Robinhood is a big BLM proponent too. So.
Of
That's
course.
every
Yeah, that's all there.
That's like
But
every
it pissed
company.
me off. It pissed me off because I have a TD Ameritrade account and they were still restricting my account.
Yeah.
Like I have thousands in that fucking account. Like you tell me, like you're telling me, and I pay for that fucking shit.
Yeah.
You're telling me I have to be restricted because of this shit? Nuh-uh.
I'm glad you brought that up because everybody looks to point to Robinhood with this because it's the biggest one. There were multiple ones doing this. TD Ameritrade, Webull, and a bunch of other ones I forget their names because they're a little bit more obscure. They were all freaking doing it. There were only a few that weren't doing it, honestly.
I think Chase did it.
What was that?
I don't think Chase did it.
I cannot confirm or deny that.
I mean, I didn't buy any of these GameStop though, so you know.
Come on, man. Gotta get in.
I
Diamond
don't know, man,
hands.
like, it's fun to be a meme and shit, but I'm not gonna go and mess around with this stuff. This seems like it's gonna be a fucking pump and dump. It's gonna
No. This is not pumping the AMC is in mostly.
At some point, it's gonna explode.
At some point it will. At some point it will drop, but like.
Yeah, but it still hasn't squeezed yet. The thing to look at, because that's the closest thing to this.
Stupid.
What was that?
If we get Dogecoin to $1, it'll literally bankrupt the Federal Reserve.
No, Dogecoin is a joke.
Place I can print.
Of course it is. It's all a fucking joke. That's the thing.
No, that's a nihilist.
It is. I mean, everyone has the right to, invest how they feel, but
you are not going to be able to fucking bankrupt the Federal Reserve by buying some meme stock coin.
Well, if you use their rules to do it, you could. I mean, obviously that wouldn't happen. That's a joke.
Oh yeah, no money print.
I would suggest people buy Dogecoin right now as literally as I would suggest them buy any stock. Just I don't fucking know any of this shit. I'm enjoying the ride, but jumping on this fucking trying to smash this shit into my brain and pretend like I fucking know what I'm talking about is I don't care. I've never. I mean, I have money in places, but I don't. It's not. I'm not smart enough to tell anybody anything. So, and especially, I mean, report what's going on, sure, because there's a lot of things happening, but.
Well, and that's why we have to always say, like, we're not financial advisors. This isn't financial advice. Like, it's become kind of a joke, but that's why. It's like, we're all retards.
It just sounds like you guys are, like, speculating.
Well, it is speculating. It's the freaking stock market.
Sure. Of course it is. No, I just mean you're speculating. We're, like, using this as, like, a mini Wall Street Bets here for the viewers.
The whole thing to stock,
it's kind of boring. I'm not going to lie to you.
You are making a political statement by buying GameStop.
Yes.
You're probably not going to make it. Like, there's a good chance you could lose that money. So if you're looking at buying a mortgage or buying this fucking stock, pay your fucking mortgage.
Well, and here's the other thing. Look, this is prediction again, not financial advice, all that jazz. But GameStop is still shorted. If you go on this one site, it's called highshortinterest.com. They are still at 121% short. It's still over, and Monday is when the shit expires.
Now they got now they likely have hedges for the eventual drop.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Because look, this thing is spread like wildfire. Wall Street Bets it's going to have by Sunday 10 million people in that sub. There are millions of people that have these stocks and they're holding. They need that stock back. People fucking hold, which a lot of them are. Price is going to go fucking high. And if you don't believe me, look at the Volkswagen 2008 short squeeze. It's going on the same path. It is going on the same path. Look, this can still fail. Don't get me wrong. There's always that chance. But it's going so well, and this has blown up way bigger than that. And the reason people are eyeing AMC is because it's the second most short one. It's almost at about 80%. But when people
keep doing that shit, and then you're gonna lose focus. You want to do it on one fucking stock at one time.
One or two, GameStop and AMC, because the difference is like with GameStop, not everyone can afford that. AMC is still super cheap, and if you get enough, you can technically make good money. But with all these other ones like Nokia, BlackBerry, and what was the other one that they were pushing? At one point, they're pushing Sears. Even Bed Bath & Beyond's not too bad, but all those other ones are distractions. Dogecoin's a distraction. Dogecoin is literally used by most people, from what I've heard, as a pump and dump overnight. They get it when it's low, around late afternoon to nighttime, and then they sell it late evening or early in the morning to get a little extra money to put into the stocks. It is not a serious currency, and it only literally like skyrockets when Elon tweets about it. Like, let's be real. Crypto at least is like a more widespread one, but Doge is a freaking it's named after a meme, and it's funny. I love it, but
of course it is funny. I mean, and
it is funny.
I think it's like a weird personification of what's happening right now. There's so many people, like the idea of destroying Wall Street. I mean, it's Occupy Wall Street, but actually, effective.
Yeah, Occupy Wall Street didn't do shit.
Effectively, ultimately, of course it didn't, because they didn't touch their fucking money.
Exactly.
Reddit and this Wall Street Bets thing is, I mean, it's exciting for people.
It's
but
so
people
exciting.
are fucking stupid, and I love watching it. But I, just like I do with most things internet related, I engage with them enough to understand it, enough to laugh at it. You know what I mean? And point other people to laugh at it. But I mean, if I were smarter, I would have had money in the stock market to begin with. You know what I mean? But I didn't. So to pretend it's, I don't know, man. It gives me like Q vibes from a lot of people, IRL and on the internet that I've spoken to. Like, it's like a trust the plan type fucking shit. And it's
No,
crazy.
not really, because there's
no, of course not.
Yeah.
There's some tangible shit going on here. And again, the idea of bankrupting these hedge fund managers and just fucking Wall Street over.
Yes.
As we suffered the whole year of 2020. What's that fucking bitch's name that just got paid $800,000 by
Janet Yellen?
Janet Yellen, the fucking financial secretary, right? Gave that speech to the company that's related to Robinhood. Citadel, exactly.
Yep.
Citadel, among 2 or 3 others. $800,000 she got paid for a speech before she took official office in a fucking presidential cabinet. And we've all been sitting here waiting for fucking $600 checks, $1,400 checks. You know what I'm saying? So of course people are fucking riled up, dude.
She earned, by the way, $7 million in speaking fees in 2 years. That is unheard of. Like, unless you're Bill Clinton,
right?
Like,
but just
that's not speaking money. That's the thing too. Is like that. That's like that to me. If I'm gonna guess, sounds like a way to funnel money to her under the table. And what's also to keep in mind here with this, because I know what you mean by the Q vibes, but the difference with this versus Q is like Q is just like we all know it's stupid, but with this Wall Street Bets subreddit, these people are I look, I've listened to a lot of them. I've talked to some of them.
Yeah.
These people are super freaking smart.
Oh,
These
dude,
are
no.
geniuses.
I honestly, I want to back that statement up a little bit. I didn't mean to say that it's a farce, because Q was a fucking farce.
Yeah.
Obviously, from start to finish, and people picked up on things. I mean, it was a meme that was it manipulated people to a wild degree.
Yeah.
On a massive fucking scale. Smart people. But what I mean by that is like, it's like a overflow from that sort of mentality. A lot of people, they're not the Wall Street Bets people. I'm talking about the normies. The people that these hedge fund managers are crying about on TV. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. But some of them don't know what they're doing. A lot of them didn't know what they were doing, and they've made hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Right.
You know, doing what these fucking billionaires do every day to fuck us on the bottom of the,
no question,
the ladder.
no question, dude.
So,
dude, no question.
I just think it's I don't know, man.
Well, the thing.
Really, go ahead.
I'll let you go. Phil.
These slimy, these Wall Street people are fucking slimy.
Yeah.
Like we know they're slimy. Look, there's one guy I have in mind. I really don't want to mention his name because it's not worth his fucking name. But this dude basically, when the whole coronavirus thing was originally kicking off, he's the one guy that was like, "Oh, sell everything. It's going to be pandemonium. Oh my God, financially, we're going to be fucking ruined." Turns out this prick was waiting for everybody to do what he said so he could then reinvest and make a shit ton of money, which he did. These are and by the way, this same person was financially tied to a pharmaceutical company that was basically their thing was they were buying these pharmaceutical companies. They were scrapping the research and development, which is part of what makes a pharmaceutical company a pharmaceutical company. So they scrap the R&D and then jack up the prices of the medicines that they own. Like, it's just slimy shit. And that's what makes this feel so good. Like what's happened this last week feels so good because we know how shitty these people are, and to see them get what they deserve is fucking so satisfying.
And not just that, because what's been happening here is I mean, this is a perfect storm that has been building, because look, we've had COVID with people at home with no jobs for a lot of time. They've had, people have a lot of time and not a lot of money. So people are looking at other ways to make money from home, not especially like people like me can't get a job. And that's what I did. I invested for the first time ever in my life. I thought I would never do this because I'm like, I'm missing weeks of work here. Why not? I know the market's at historic lows. I know it's going to go up. It doesn't matter who's president. It's going to go fucking up. So put in it. And that's how I signed up through Robin. That's how other people got in on this shit. So this whole retail trader thing has now become a thing. And what's really happening here with these smart ass people, and they are so smart on Wall Street Bets, they outsmarted the hedgies who got arrogant and lazy because they'd been controlling the game for so long, and the power dynamic has shifted. It's like Trump in 2016, the power dynamic shifting, and that's what's happening here, and that's why it's so exciting. And anybody that's a populist loves this. The populist left and populist right are united on this, and I think if there's one big lesson we should all take from this, and I hope you tell everybody about this, is the establishment loves to make us fight amongst ourselves, because then we're not fighting them. We need the populace left and right. Look, we have different solutions here, but we kind of agree on the problems here. We know Wall Street's rigged. We know the system's rigged. We know all this stuff.
Think about
like, let's not fight.
Put this one in perspective. Put this in perspective, though. This issue, opinion-wise anyway, brought AOC, Elon Musk, and Donald Trump Jr. pretty much on the same parallel as far as opinions toward what happened this week. Like,
And look what
This
happened.
is the kind of shit we needed.
Exactly. And look what happened. I mean, because of this unity, we outnumber these people. We outnumber the hedge funds. We outnumber the politicians. We can take them down metaphorically and maybe financially in this case. We can do it. We just need to stop
So,
fighting amongst
we
ourselves.
need to keep playing. Like, we need to keep
Yes.
playing this, though, because
Yes.
we need to start making other moves. Like, we need to start making counter moves for this, because they're going to stamp that. Like, rest assured, they're going to stamp this shit out. Like, the SEC already said, oh, we're gonna investigate malicious activity on the stock market. They're saying, oh, we're gonna investigate Robinhood, and we're gonna investigate the Wall Street bet, whatever. Which tells me that they're not gonna investigate the rich
Yep.
people at all, right?
Yep.
That's basically what I got from it.
And look,
Given that Wall Street gave over 70 billion to the Biden campaign, rest assured the Biden campaign is probably not going to do shit either.
Dude,
mhm.
that's my favorite part of this. This is happening on like fucking Biden's first week in office, and you can see the difference in leadership. If Trump was still in office, he would be tweeting about this shit the second he caught wind of it.
Yep.
Biden's like, oh, the SEC will answer shortly. He's such a piece of shit president. Like, he doesn't do anything. He's this big fucking boomer.
Bro, if he still had his Twitter account, he'd be tweeting about.
He shits his fucking adult diaper because he's fucking dementia patient.
He wouldn't even need to still be in office. He'd be tweeting,
if Trump decided his Twitter, he'd be fucking tweeting too.
Exactly. Yeah.
Have you seen the press secretary?
This is part why social.
If you've seen the press secretary, the ginger, she goes out there every single day. They ask her, what are your thoughts on Wall Street bets? What is Biden going to do about the GameStop stuff?
I'm going to have to get back to you on that.
Exactly. It's every time.
I liked how they asked her. Well, should
politicians, that's.
What'd you say? You got cut off.
So fuck the corpus, fuck the politicians. Yes. This world needs more Johnny Silverhands.
I enjoyed. Well, actually, that's a lie. I fucking loathe it.
More
But
Johnny Diamond Hands.
Yes.
I loathe, like when they asked, when one reporter asked the press secretary, should Janet Yellen recuse herself from anything involving this GameStop because of her payment, from the Citadel, whatever. She immediately went to, oh, well, she's the first female Treasury Secretary, and like
that was fucking bullshit.
Oh, dude,
yeah, like
beyond that, she's like, she deserves that money. Which again, what I was trying to highlight earlier, us fucking the people that are dumping money into fucking GameStop and AMC and all this other shit, trying to make money, that have been sitting here locked the fuck down for a bullshit fucking virus. I mean, it's a real virus, but not. We didn't fucking need to be locked down the whole fucking year. Most people know that. And now people are pissed the fuck off, and they're taking that $600 and they're investing it. Oh wait, no, not that way. Not that way, Goy.
Buy a PS5 instead. Oh, you want investment? No. We want you to buy more, PlayStations or whatever you plebs want to do.
Wait, speaking of that, did you see that one freaking based gamer that, again, I want to actually talk about something. Who is Wall Street Bets? Because you're going to see a lot of media smears about this. They're already calling them far right.
It's got some Trump energy, to be honest with you. Maybe it's just their avatar, but
good. They should be far right. We need to go make fucking pull up. We need to go and use it to take.
By the way, you remember when all of us said that, look, when these people were going to start like censoring, when they were going to start silencing people, when they were going to start like that, it wasn't going to end with us, because we knew that, because they went at, like, these fuckers went after Alex Jones, Milo Yiannopoulos, Loomer, all these other. Then they start going after other people. Then they start going after the president. Now, guess what? It's not stopping. Okay, these fuckers that are silencing people, they're not stopping. Okay, now they're now Discord's going at now Discord was trying to go after these people, right? Why? Not because they broke the rules, but because of hate speech, right? Remember that fucking term?
I think that's a fucking lie too. I think that was an excuse because their financial backers probably pressured them.
Oh yeah,
no,
I have some
that's
info
what I'm
on
saying.
that.
But that's what they're doing.
Which I have to say, as someone who was banned from Discord a long time ago, welcome to the party.
I want to get some insight on that.
This is what I'm saying. This is part what I'm saying. It's not that they're not nobody's creating hate. Nobody's creating hate speech, right? These people, Alex Jones wasn't creating hate speech. Milo Yiannopoulos wasn't creating hate speech. Laura Loomer wasn't creating hate speech. None of these other President Trump wasn't creating hate speech. None of these people were creating hate speech. It was because they were dangerous, right?
Yes.
Because what they had to say was bucking the fucking narrative. And now they're going after Wall Street bets on Discord. They're going after these fuckers because, again, they're posing a danger, right? And they were trying to get them under that bullshit hate speech rule or whatever. This is the same. They're coming and they're not stopping. This is what we're trying to fucking tell you. They're not stopping, right?
We've been yelling it and nobody's done nothing, and normies ignore us.
You know what? I wish that fucking Discord went half as hard on fucking pedophiles and like disgusting like illegal activity as they do on people who say naughty words on their platform.
Well, pedophiles really aren't costing them money, so yeah, they're good.
Yeah, the child groomers and all that other shit. That's not. It doesn't hurt their bottom line, but someone says a mean word, or someone drops an N-bomb on fucking Twitter or not on Twitter, on Discord. Oh no, we need to go and nuke the entire server. Not like people can go and make bots that go and spew profanity just to go and get something shut down.
Yeah, and I want to get some insight on the ban because I'm in their server and I've been listening to their voice chats for hours every day. And when they got nuked, I was actually on it when it happened, and I was like, "Oh, what happened?" And what was a little odd was immediately after that happened, there was a Verge article and a couple other tech articles on it with videos and everything on what they did inciting hate speech. From what the people in the Wall Street Bets Discord have told me is that it technically, because the server's up now, it wasn't technically the server that got banned. It was the owner of the server. And I don't know exactly the actual, and I don't mean like we all know what the real reason is, but like the reason, quote unquote, that they use for it. But what is interesting is they were able to transfer it and it's back up. It's over 500,000 people on it. It's one of the biggest Discord servers. It's insane and it's awesome. But here's the interesting thing is that when you're on there, I mean, they describe themselves on their subreddit as 4chan, as if 4chan found a Bloomberg terminal, and it's accurate. If anybody's been on 4chan, you know what the language is like on there. A lot of F words, and not the F bomb, but the other one rhymes with fig and other stuff. And when people are using it in the voice chats, it's obviously in a banterish way. It's not meant to be homophobic or anything like that, or racist or anything like that. They use all these profanities. It's a very 4chan-y bro culture.
It's
locker room banter. So what
another really cool thing about this thing is?
Mm-hmm.
Another really cool thing about this thing is that the Wall Street Bets really has Reddit by the balls. If you think about it, because what are they going to do? The thought of Reddit kicking out Wall Street Bets or something like that would be fucking terrifying for Reddit and really everybody else, because could you imagine them going off the grid and then just starting their own shit somewhere else?
Well, they're definitely going to work on that.
And they can sync it, and syncing up somewhere else like 4chan or something else.
Well, they do.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. They go underground, and then you can't, and then you really can't see where they're coming. And by the time you do, it is entirely the losses that would happen there would be way worse. At least if they're on Reddit, they could kind of see what like these
hedgies can
people
watch 'em.
can kind of see what's coming,
Yeah.
and they can kind of mitigate. They can kind of mitigate somewhere. But if you send it even further underground, you're not going to have a fucking clue how to fucking mitigate whatever's coming.
Mhm.
Like, so in all reality, like Reddit, like they would be dumb. They would be fucking stupid to kick these people off.
I agree.
Yeah, it's like,
and they said they aren't going to kick them off.
yeah, I mean, they really don't have a choice. Like, it would not be beneficial for them at all, at all, to do it.
Well, what's interesting too is like they privated their subreddit right after the Discord ban happened and weeded out some bad actors, and then came back public, and they've been fine. But there's many things in the Discord survey I noticed have changed since their temporary removal. Was, like I said, number one, with a lot of 4chan language at first, a lot of locker room banter. That's kind of toned down a bit. And they've been very, 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 very careful with saying, like, this is not financial advice, et cetera, because they know people are recording this shit and all kinds of stuff. And Elon Musk, this is some really cool, and I'm trying to find a recording. Elon Musk, because this is when the big first surge happened, was when Elon Musk tweeted out GameStonk and linked the freaking Wall Street Bed subreddit on Twitter. Dude, I was on it live when that happened. People were just like exploding because it just shot the fuck up, the stock. And when that happened, Elon also went into the Discord at some point and actually talked on there. There's a recording. I'm trying to find it, but Elon was actually talking to them in the Discord about stocks. So it's really, really freaking cool. And Nigel Farage has an article I see up here. It says, the GameStop saga proves populism is here to stay. Yes, it's 100% true, and that's what I've taken from this too, and it's awesome. But another interesting thing is, Alex and I were debating this last night, which is whether this is kind of like, is this a sequel to Gamergate?
No, this is not.
No, don't do it.
Sequel.
Do not invoke that name. For God's sake.
Sequel
Come
to
on.
Occupy Wall Street that actually fucking worked. I think you hit the nail on the head when you made that
Right.
original.
That's what I think it is. It's what it reminds me of. It's the
I
idea.
disagree, because Wall Street, the Occupy Wall Street movement was a left-wing movement. It had some that's where Antifa was starting to brew.
Yep.
And they weren't really, it was just more like, we hate the rich. Not we hate Wall Street, we hate the rich. It was not, it was a very different attitude.
Well, again, I think a lot of that's been muddied over time and through media depiction.
No,
because
I mean, I was
the
watching that
And
shit.
that's another thing. That makes me like this so much, right? You look at Occupy Wall Street. They were just a bunch of losers protesting in New York
Not
and
only
acting
that,
weird, and then that was pretty much it. Like this, they're not only protesting, but they're doing shit about it. But anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Not only that, but Occupy Wall Street was a bunch of fucking rich kids too. So it's like Occupy.
I've seen, they might not be rich. Well, some of them are, but
I always say
a lot of those.
but I've seen them drop like $50,000. Like, you have to have a little bit of money to be doing that.
Yeah, look at Roaring Kitty.
so-
How much did he put on this shit? Oh, he had 15,000 shares.
Yeah,
I mean, Occupy Wall Street was nothing like this from what I can remember and some of the things I've seen about it. I bring the Gamergate now, Joe, because I think, look, is it... I know what it is. I've looked into it. I wasn't around much for it, but I know what it is. And it has a lot of similar threads. Look at what the media is doing. They're smearing these people as far-right extremists. That's what they're saying now. It's the same sort of things are happening. It's a different beast,
This is way fucking bigger than Gamergate, though.
Wall Street. That's probably how I would describe
Yeah, but how was it like Occupy Wall Street? Those people didn't accomplish anything, and it was a far-left movement.
they were just camped out in a fucking New York, like in a New York 10 or some shit.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck were they doing?
This is nothing
This-
like that. These are the same. These are 4chaners. These are
And basically,
Redditors.
these losers and all these Wall Street losers, all these Wall Street dudes were doing was looking at these weird people, going, "Oh, and that's some interesting shit," and walked right past them back to Wall Street and made their fucking money.
Well,
They're like,
see,
No,
They
honestly,
didn't
you know what?
expose
It was a
anything.
movement
Aside
against
from listen,
the establishment
putting-
after massive financial market.
They
you know,
didn't do anything.
Putting
Gamergate
Gamergate-
exposed the
okay,
journalists.
put
Gamergate
let's put
exposed the
Gamergate
devs.
aside. Let's put Gamergate aside. Let's put Occupy Wall Street aside. What this really is Leroy Jenkins. It's just a
Yeah.
fucking coordinated World of Warcraft raid on Wall Street. I mean,
It's
it's a
gamers.
generation of kids. Exactly.
Well,
So
well, I would also argue though, guys, that this is bigger than
definitely.
Oh, absolutely.
Bigger than
That's why I'm
Gamergate?
saying
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
sequel. It's not the same thing,
Ugh.
No, this is
obviously.
a different.
Well,
I hate
but
that,
it's-
I
it's-
hate
it-
that term. I hate
Well,
that. I hate that word.
What's wrong with
Those two words
Gamergate?
put together. Well, I come from the internet
Well-
blood sports world, and I watched all that go down. The internet historian.
Oh, he's
gonna do a video on
this.
Oh, he hasn't done a.
Well,
He's got fucking cancer AIDS. He's dying. He hasn't done a video. He tweets, but he hasn't done fucking a video. in
Well,
forever.
no, you no. I think you said internet historian, not Jim.
That's
Yeah.
That's Medicare. That's
No, it's not
There's
Medicare.
actually a historian guy different than Mr.
Yeah, he has
oh,
a
no,
different
wait,
voice.
No, internet aristocrat. I'm sorry.
He's been
That is
Yeah,
Jim.
going back-
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's Jim. I'm sorry. I mixed aristocrat and historian up. I apologize. They are very different
Well,
people. Yeah.
Well, my point though is normies do not know what Gamergate was. I didn't even know what Gamergate was like until I met you. What are you groaning about, Apex? It's true.
I hate. Listen, if you came from the era that I came from,
Yeah.
you would not even invoke such criminally mental retardation as
See, no,
Gamergate.
this is
No.
not
Seriously.
I think that's Gamergate. I think that's it's a false dichotomy. You're comparing it. Okay, it is more closely related, I'd say, to Occupy Wall Street. 'Cause this is directly targeting Wall Street after a market manipulation by rich fucking Wall Street people. In
Right.
2008, when Occupy Wall Street happened, that was the Big Short.
2011.
They didn't do
2012.
anything. You guys are
Struck
right.
at a Great
Go ahead,
Recession.
sorry.
This is after people witnessed basically these hedge funds bullying these companies into bankruptcy.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that the reason I'm drawing to Gamergate comparisons is that with Gamergate, you had, I know they're different. They're similar but different. But it involves gamers, 4chan, Reddit. Common threads here. It's also exposing major institutions. Look, Gamergate exposed all these people that were sleeping with the game devs. All these people were giving it fake reviews, and of course, a whole bunch of shit. And then they were talking about the harassment we got and how all these people, Gamergate people, are sexist. They're doing the same thing with this. They're saying Andrew Left was like, "Oh, I'm getting harassed. I need to hide away." It's the same sort of shit.
Not to nearly the same degree as that was.
Yeah. I mean, it's a different.
I mean, I think.
It's a different.
I
order of
think
magnitude.
the
I'm not
main
disagreeing
degree of
with that, but I'm
separation, and the
saying it's the same. Look, what I'm trying to connect here is that there's a bigger picture.
Are there
here.
some parallels? Yeah, but it's a different animal. But
Well,
it's a
I
different
know
animal
that's what I'm
entirely.
saying. But what I'm saying is you need to look at the bigger picture here, which is that this is the movement that's happening. This is the people. Look, gamers. Just take the gamer group for example. People that don't care about politics that get involved. People that don't care about even sometimes the stock market getting involved. It's people that are waking up. It's a populist thing. It's very, this is all part of that movement. Like Gamergate to Trump to this. It's all Brexit. These are all connected. That's what I'm trying to say.
Hang on, Sean. I will argue that this is its own thing.
Yeah, it's completely separate.
Yeah, no. It's not separate. It's not separate. These are all connected.
It is.
I actually agree with Sean. Sorry to cut you off, Sam, but I did want to say something that I forgot. But I agree that it is an amalgamation of everything.
Yes,
it's
that's what I'm saying.
Gamergate like. It's not Occupy Wall Street. Obviously, they didn't do a fucking thing, but they were reacting to Wall Street. They were trying,
people.
and they failed. They did shit in real life and posted up in fucking tents and got snatched up in fucking blacked out windowed vehicles if they caused too much of a ruckus. But they didn't do shit. Gamergate was an internet-based movement that was focused on shit that everybody already fucking knew, and it made what?
and
No,
the
it
nor-
made no, stop! It made the internet that we're living in now what it is.
Yeah,
Gamer
but normies
accelerated.
don't. But
No,
normies never cared
Of
about
course
it.
they don't. They don't fucking care. They don't know. They don't care. They don't want to know.
Well,
They don't want to care most of the time.
This
and that's what
changes
makes
that.
this different.
Yes.
And that's what
No.
makes
Yeah.
this different.
That's my
Normies are
point.
starting to care because this is like something that A, either affects their the stocks that they already have, or B, it gives them an opportunity to maybe make a little bit of money on the side, or
And-
C, gives them the ability to really stick it to these fucking Wall Street pricks.
I have to
Yeah,
fucking
and
I have
that's
to
my-
owe.
That's my point, Phil.
Go ahead, Sam. Sorry.
That's my only point, Phil, is that Gamergate, all that. Yeah, that's great, but the normies didn't care about any of that. This
Gamergate
This-
is Dogecoin.
this-
Honestly, Gamergate is fucking Dogecoin. If you want to invoke Gamergate, it is a failed thread.
this
Yeah.
I promise you.
You
You
wanna
can
hear
take it. You can take it into consideration.
Those
but
other
do
things didn't
not
lose money.
invoke
those
that name.
those other things didn't do any financial damage. This one,
Uh,
this right here, this week,
it did.
I mean, it did. It did. I mean, it did. I'm sorry. I'm not talking like no damage at all, but I'm saying it's minimal compared to the shit that happened this week. Like you're talking
I saw a
about
figure that said
the
$19
losses.
billion.
Yeah, no, the losses are in the total. Sean was saying was like what, over
70 billion.
70 billion.
Yep.
Not it. That's not even counting. That's not even counting the whole stock market as a whole fucking taking a beating this week. Look, the stock that I owned went down like 5%, which was great for
Yep.
me because I bought more of it.
Hmm.
But yeah.
Well, see,
You
I'm
see,
glad you
I'm an
bring that
opportunist.
up.
When
Because
it comes to stock market, I'm an opportunist. But anyway, but yeah, but this is what I'm saying. This week cost a whole bunch of rich people a whole lot of money, and that is how you get their fucking attention.
Yep.
If you're just gonna be some weirdo hippie doing jumping jacks in Central Park, nobody gives a flying fuck. If you're gonna, but if you have all of a sudden you balloon up a fucking GameStop stock, resulting in billions of dollars in lost money, guess what? People are gonna start paying attention to that shit, right?
Well, you know what's funny
That's-
too is when the
Yeah.
Occupy Wall Street thing happened, what were these Wall Street people doing when they saw those protests? They were literally drinking champagne, taking pictures, and laughing.
Yeah.
That's literally what they were doing. They didn't take that shit seriously. Gamergate was taken seriously. This shit's been taken seriously. And
it was.
Yeah, did you guys know though that Vox Day is the Godfather, is a main thread in the Gamergate thing? at least
didn't he
as
come
far
to
as his
prominence
mind-
around then?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
hijacked it.
Yes, he did, just like he did Comicsgate.
Well,
so-
here's another reason why I've
Go
been
ahead.
drawing the Gamergate parallels is not just the things I mentioned, but because who are people at the forefront of Gamergate? Milo Yiannopoulos. And he was
Yeah,
saying on his
Jim.
what? No, yeah, well, he was saying on his Telegram. He said, "Look, I was at the forefront of it. He was the one that got those emails posted on Breitbart." And he said, "I'm getting the same feeling I got at the beginning of Gamergate."
They're both. These are both populist movements. That's why.
I
They're-
know. That's my
Yeah, and
point.
again,
What I'm
I
saying
think-
is
yeah.
people need to realize this to understand the power we have and what we can do.
I
Look,
don't think they do though. I don't
No,
think they do.
we do.
I think these normies need a full stop. Fuck whatever happened in the past. You don't need to explain it. This is what's happening. I mean, it's so fucking simple. From right now forward, for anybody that doesn't understand fucking Gamergate, Occupy Wall Street, never paid attention to politics or social issues at all. From right now forward, you don't need anything else.
Yeah,
The further
that's
you
my-
try to
that's my
explain
point.
backwards, the more people are going to find bullshit articles and bullshit things to soak up and ideals. They have that's why, again, you're right. It is a populist movement, as many of them have been in the past. But this one is doing real damage, as you mentioned, Phil, and financial damage to the people that have been holding our fucking heads. That everyone on the lower class heads underwater for a long time. So,
Well, and here's what I am interested in seeing what comes next, because some argue, and I get this argument. I don't completely agree with it. I agree with it to a degree that Gamergate gave us Trump. I agree with it on some levels, which is some of these people got awoken during that. They got red pilled, and thus Trump was kind of their guy, or they agreed with him on some of these things, or maybe Bernie was their guy. Because I remember at the Sargon event we had, there were a bunch of Gamergate people there that knew Sargon from Gamergate, and now look what they were at a political event. Like, I understand that. I know I wasn't really paying attention to it at the time, but I watched a lot of freaking documentaries and videos on it recently and kind of understand it for a good sense. And what I wonder is with this, what comes out of this? Because again, this is the big parallel I'm looking at here that's important. That, I mean, maybe the normies aren't going to get, but that doesn't matter. Is Gamergate changed the game? No pun intended. This changed the game here.
I think you're going to see some new regulations where you can't short a stock over 100%.
No, that's small stuff. I'm saying what comes next in terms of culture and political movements. Who's the next figure that's going to come out of this? Or who's the next Trump? Who's the next Milo that's going to come out of this? Who's the next Sargon? Like, I don't know what you want to call it, but what is the big thing that's going to come out of this?
This has a chance to bring a lot of people together. It really does. Like, if you think about it,
unified right now.
Like left and right. Like, yes. This has the opportunity, because unlike Occupy Wall Street, unlike Gamergate, I've got people on my social media that are independents, that are Democrats, that are Republican, that are all over the place. They're all talking about this shit. All of them are talking about this stuff.
Yeah.
All of them are asking, like, how can I play? Basically.
Yeah.
Like, because like, this is big. This is huge. And people are starting to get just how fucking shady this whole mess is. Like, keeping people from buying a certain stock. That's not
free market.
That should be illegal. That should be illegal. Like,
yeah.
A company, if you have an account, you should be allowed to buy whatever the fuck you want, as long as you have money, or even if you have like a margin count or something like that. You should be able to buy whatever the fuck you want. But
I think the issue too is that, what was it, fucking that website, what was it, Robinhood? I don't think you're actually trading like the real stocks on there. It's like, isn't it some weird thing where it's like you're not actually buying it from the open market? It's like from some hedge fund or something.
That's right.
Sure.
By the way, can I say something? How rich is it? No pun intended. How rich is it that a company like that's named Robinhood is fucking over the poor to help the rich this week?
Yeah, from Robin Hood to Robin the Hood.
Yeah, like what?
Literally. I want to see, and here's the other thing, like, what's gonna happen to all these trading things after this? I think Robinhood's gonna die.
Oh yeah, they're not gonna be able to make their IPO.
Yeah.
They're gonna end up probably getting bought out by someone, because no one on Wall Street bet's gonna want to use it.
No.
And that's what I'm saying. That we have to look at the bigger picture here, because this is game changing. That's why I'm so excited about it, because not are we getting, look, we're unified because we all hate Wall Street, hedge funds, and we all love money. And so we're getting the money when we're taking down the hedge funds. So it's perfect. It's a perfect storm. But what is going to come of this next? That to me is what's way more interesting, is because, like, people say Trump was kind of like an effective Gamergate. I was thinking, what's going to be an effect of this? That's, again, big picture stuff is what's got to be looked at here.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Years ago, Sargon of Akkad, who I'm sure you're familiar with, had
Who's that guy?
had a 10-year plan that he laid out.
Yeah,
and
I remember that.
He came on to the kill stream at one point after being just ashamed for months on end. He came on with Jim was on, and of course Ethan Ralph, and he had this big idea. He wanted to come on the show and had this big idea. It was the beginning of Trump's presidency. It was like late 2016, maybe early 2017. And his big idea was to get Trump to tweet Gamergate
Epic.
2.0.
Yeah, whatever happened to
Gamergate
Sargon
2.0.
UKIP, by the way? Like, what
Oh,
happened?
he's still Sargon still makes fucking content somewhere somehow. I don't.
No, is he like in UKIP still? Because I don't know what the fuck happened with that. I stopped paying attention to him after him and Jim got into the beef.
Yeah, I stopped paying attention when Count Dankula kind of disavowed, because Count Dankula's the funny
Nah,
one.
wait, what Count Danka disavow?
It's UKIP. He quit.
Yeah.
Did he? I don't remember that.
Yeah. Yes, I saw in one of his videos. He
Oh,
just,
yeah.
Oh, I
He
do
said-
remember that now. Yeah, he made a video talking about the problems with it. Oh, yeah, that's
He
right.
said, "Fuck this bullshit. I'm gonna go back to making memes."
Yeah, so Sargon, he did do that race with UKIP, that election, and he didn't win, but you know, I think it was good that he did that, because it kind of tests the waters of what we can accomplish, and he actually did something rather than these people that just tweet and post on Facebook and think they're doing something. He actually did something, and I think he's morphed into more podcasting now because he's worked with his secretary of ACOD. I think he said, yeah, he does say his name publicly, Calum, and they do a podcast together with usually a guest, and it's a really good podcast. So if you want to check that out, it's called Lotus Eaters. If anybody wants to check that out, but I mean, Sargon is still doing what he does, if not better. I can't fault him at all.
But look, there's lessons to be learned in all of this, right?
That's my point.
There's
That's my
lessons to
point.
be learned. Like, if you want to make, if you want things to change, you're gonna have to make it. Okay,
Yep.
it's up to you to make it. Right? We have look, Republicans. If you want this, if you want this country to not turn into a communist hole, you're gonna have to put the work in. Right? You're gonna like, I know you're kind of trying to wait for somebody else to take over, or you're waiting for somebody else to kind of fix the problem. But guess what? We're gonna have to be the ones that fix this fucking problem, right? Because at the end, I don't see very many other people doing it, right? And this is the thing. They like you look at this week, these people, like, we've been bitching about Wall Street for fucking years. There's been tons of movies, tons of TV stuff, tons of newspaper articles, tons of instances, tons of historical instances where Wall Street has fucked over everybody else, and people just keep complaining about it, right? All they do is complain about, oh, they're fucking crooked, they're this, they're that, whatever. These people did something.
Yeah.
These people actually went and did something. That's the learning experience. If you do something about it and invest in doing something about it, things happen, right? Things can happen.
They change the markets and they change the world with this.
Exactly. That's what you need to do. We can't just sit around and expect like somebody else to fucking fix this shit. We're gonna have to do the Mahatma Gandhi, right? You're gonna have to be the change that you want to see in the world, right?
Yes. Love that quote.
That's the learning experience from this week, right?
Yeah, I agree. And like when you bring up Sargon, I know like Jim and him were getting some beef and shit, and they were mocking his UKIP thing, but it's like, dude, at least he's fucking doing something. You may not like it, but he's doing something. These other people aren't doing shit. You know, these people that just post on Twitter and just complain, it's like, what are you doing with your, keyboard? Nothing. And we need to band together and figure out what to do next. Like when Sargon talks about a 10-year plan, that's the kind of thinking we need. You may not agree with the plan, maybe. I mean, look, I'm still a fan of Sargon. I've always liked the guy, but just take at least that out of it. You need to think big and long term. We keep thinking too small over things that don't matter. It's like, no. There's a bigger picture here. I know I've said that word like 10 times tonight, but there's a bigger picture here. You gotta wake up.
Even
to
in
it.
even in the political scene, right? You look at Chad Prather, right? The dude that's on the Blaze TV, whatever. Apparently he's running for Texas governor, right?
Good.
Okay, which, I mean, is this a fucking publicity stunt? Who the fuck knows? But at least again, you're doing something. Now, whether he truly invests in that campaign, that's gonna, time will tell, right? But again, you got to do something, right? You got to do something, and you have to invest in that action, right? You get just saying, "Oh, I'm gonna do. Look, this sucks, man. Why doesn't anybody do anything? What is wrong with these people?" Right? If that's all you're doing on Twitter, you suck. Okay? You got you got to do more, right? You got to be the change. Like, yo, because there's a lot of good. And this is the thing. There's so many people. There's so many good people in this world. There's so many good people in this country. There's so many good people, but you're kind of just, there's a lot of people that are just kind of sitting on the sidelines.
There's
That are just
talkers
kind
and
of looking.
doers. Most people are talkers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm not picking on anyone in particular, to be clear. It's just like, I go on Twitter, I see the bitching, I see the moaning, and Scott Presler says, love that guy too. He goes, stop talking, start doing.
right.
Best quote, best slogan
Right.
ever.
Don't tell me. Look, don't tell me, show me.
Yes.
Don't tell me, show me.
Hey,
I
As-
learned
man.
that. The old 49ers coach used to say that. I think it was Mike
Nice.
Singletary. Yeah, he's like, no, I don't want to hear that talk. Don't tell me, show me. I'm like, all right.
Donnie
That's what I
says
like that one.
preach. She knows what we mean.
Yeah.
Shovel Point,
it's-
what are you
it's-
doing
it's-
with your keyboard? Nothing. Yes.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like, look, in order for, we have the ability, like we as people, we have the ability to make the change that we want to see in the world, like
Yes.
whatever it is, right?
That's
But
the
we
other
have-
takeaway from this. Again, the people have power. There's more of us. We have
Yeah.
autismos on our side.
Yeah.
We can do it. You just
Yeah.
gotta find a way. Like, look, we all think Wall Street's rigged. You're not gonna make money. Mostly true, but guess what? It's such an old
If
saying.
nobody does anything about it, it's going to stay rigged.
Yes, and if there's a will, there's a way. You can find a way. They found a way. Will they shut this way down? Probably. We can find another way. You just gotta keep going. I mean, look, that's why the pessimism that I hear sometimes. I mean, look, I feel like I'm not as pessimistic as I used to be, but I could be a very pessimistic person. I can't deal with that anymore. You're either realistic or optimistic.
As Jolly
What were we gonna say?
as Jolly Rogers says in the chat, and he's absolutely right about this. Never underestimate the power of autism in anime.
Yes.
Which is true.
Diamond Hands, baby. We're going to the moon.
Never underestimate the power of a mullet and a Pabst Blue Ribbon, man.
We're all fucking doomed, man.
Okay, Doomer.
Look, Debbie Downer over here. Jesus. No,
Doomer.
but you get like,
Boomer.
We've been doomed forever.
No, no, I
we're always
mean-
doomed. We're all gonna die, right? I mean, we're doomed
Don't be a
by
nice.
definition.
Oh boy, Donnie the
We
Don.
believe in nothing,
Stop being
Lebowski.
black
We
pill,
believe in
Caleb.
nothing.
but
Donnie
I'm
says I love
saying, look,
anime.
there's certain
Whoa.
things-
Sean, you
Let's
look
be
anime
real.
too. I've seen your Samurai Jack.
most
I'm
of the
gonna
time
freak-
most of the time I'm a nihilist too. I will admit there's most of the time where I'm a nihilist too, but there's certain things that reinvigorate me, and this
Yes.
week was definitely one of them.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
This was definitely one of those reinvigorating moments where I'm like, oh yeah, just when I thought humanity was failing us, here we go. All right.
Hey, it's like in the
Let's-
movies when you think everything is gonna end, and then the hero just comes out and freaking slays the dragon. It's like,
Yeah, you know, and I mean, like what you guys are talking about, Sonny, the co-host of the Interest of Stuff, or one of the hosts of the Interest of Stuff show
Mm-hmm.
on DLive and YouTube. Awesome people, Sonny and Jeremy. She's in Sammy's chat, and she said supporting local businesses is a really good way to hurt,
Which
you know,
Yeah.
the bigwigs. And
Yeah.
if we shopped at
Which
local
I-
stores more
yeah.
instead of Amazon and Walmart, we would make an actual difference. But people don't
yeah,
because it's not convenient.
which
Yes.
I wanted.
We're
I
talking
did
about
wanna-
stonks and shit. Like that's the places we need to start. Fucking vote in your local elections.
yes,
Oh, yeah.
Understand who
Yep.
your local politicians are for starters.
Mhm.
Let's fucking start
Yeah.
there.
foreshadowing.
You know?
Yeah. we've been saying, and look, and here's the thing, and that's a great thing you brought up, Apex.
Yep.
Great thing you brought up. The we've been talking about this sort of thing for God knows how long, right?
For years.
We understand, like we as a group, like the group we're in right now, we understand that, and we've talked about it, but not a whole lot wasn't getting done. And in this last election, we started to see what happens when you don't fucking do that shit. We're starting to see the I don't want to say the fruits, but like the poison of what happens when, you know, we kind of just talk and don't do shit, right?
Well, here's the other thing too. How many people even know their fucking neighbors? How many people actually talk to the people in their community?
I do.
Like,
Well, right, but Sam, you
don't.
do, and I do, and I feel like.
dude, my fucking neighbor is a meth head, but I'm pretty sure.
But you know that. You know
I
what I
know,
mean? You know,
I know my neighbor. I just bought meth from him yesterday. What's the fuck,
right.
man?
Yeah,
he just sold me my hooker. What are you talking about?
I got this fucking neighbor, man. I could go on about this. Dude, he's
Well,
like
it's
living.
not even about like your direct
Like,
neighbors.
literal
It's
couple
about community. You know what I mean? Like, do you hold the door open for someone you see?
No, you can't
Yeah,
hold doors.
slam it.
You can't hold doors open for people because that's like that's
Oh, dude,
apparently that's sexist.
I almost got beat up by an old guy when I was at the YMCA for holding the fucking door open. I'm
Yeah.
not
What?
So then you
about that.
say,
Wait, please explain that.
Yeah,
What was his
let's-
rationale?
you
pull on that. Let's pull on
but
that thread a little bit. Can
Dude,
we
he
pull
was
on that
like,
thread a
"Oh,
little
I
bit?
can still open the door for myself. You don't hold that door for me. I'll beat you with my cane." I was like, "Okay, buddy."
I will slam it. I'll be like, "Fuck you."
Jeez.
Dude, he was funny. And then I used to love being a lifeguard, man. There were so many funny stories from that shit.
Dude, that's funny. You know, the one thing I've always brought up too about the holding doors is like my mom always makes me do it for her, and I'm like, I thought women were just as equal as men, mother. So why do I need to do it? Because she always say men. She'd be like, open the door, man. I'm like,
Ask her, what about feminist? You must not be a good feminist.
yeah.
Well, see, that's the thing though, is I hold the door for anybody. Like
Same.
if they're
This is-
within like 10 steps of the door that I'm opening, I'm gonna hold it for them. And
Yeah,
if there's
same.
15 fucking people, there comes a point, like at Sam's Club, this happens almost every time I go there, because there's nobody there separating carts, and the little buckles all get stuck together, so you'll get fucking 4 carts all stuck together. So you try to pull one out, and you untangle one, and there's another person coming up for a cart. So I'm like, oh, here, you can take that one. And I unbuckle it, unhook another fucking buckle, and there's 3 more people there. So, eventually it's like, okay, I mean, I'm being nice, and I'm fine with that. It's not that hard to do this, but I'm not being paid, and I'm here to do something too. You know what I mean? So,
Bro, I was
eventually you
at
have to
one
grab the
place
cart.
where
So,
I held the door open for one person. I go, thank you, sir. Another person comes, thank you. And then there's like a stream of them. I'm like, when do I get out
Right.
of this?
No,
right, you find yourself in a dilemma where someone in that line is gonna be like, what a dick, dude.
Yeah.
If they're not paying attention, of course. But I have a pretty pronounced mental inabilities, so I just kind of block off certain things. I'm very empathetic, and I
Yeah.
care a great deal about what people think, but at a certain point I'm like, it doesn't matter. I don't care.
Look, there's things that I'm guilty of too. Like I'm gonna bring humble moments to this thing too. There's times where I look at what's going on TV. I look at what's going on Twitter or Facebook or whatever. Actually, I'm not on any of those anymore. Or yeah, where.
But when you were,
And when I was, there was times where I looked at that and I thought that was the real world. Like this was my one of my fatal mistakes was like looking at what was going on Twitter and thinking, oh, that must be what's going on in the real world. I'm like,
well,
and you like you have to when you feel like that, you have to take a step back and go, okay, all right. You talk to friends, hang out with friends, live a little,
Yeah.
That's why in fact I always take the month of December off from doing the show usually, because if I don't take a break from the show, then it just every once in a while it gets to be too much. So
Well, no, and
Yeah.
that's actually a good thing you bring up, Phil, because I think what this does in a way is like it kind of reminds you of the fact that it feels like real life and the internet are like two different worlds. And you know when you get those moments where like when the guy shouted Pepe at a Clinton rally, like when she was speaking, or recently when they were talking about Wall Street bets on CNN, they brought up one of the memes where there's like this girl crying. She's like, "Why won't you sell my million? These stocks make and get us $1 million. Why are you still holding?" And then there's like the dude that just goes, "Yes," you know that meme. Like it was something like that. I posted in the chat, I'll bring it up on the stream, the screen of the stream, so people can see. But it's when those moments happen, I always get such a chuckle out of it, and you get those feels in you because it's when the memes and the internet culture and the internet world like meets reality. It's like when it enters it, they feel like separate worlds, and then when they like one of them comes into the other, it's funny. It's so funny, and the Wall Street bets thing reminds me that and that the internet has so much power still despite the censorship and restrictions, so much power. And there seems you need almost like both battlefields. Like the internet's a battlefield and so is the real world. And there's like doing stuff online's great, but you got to translate that to the real world, and Wall Street bets was able to successfully do that like to a freaking peak. And like I said, I mean, I know I talk about these people that complain on Twitter a lot, but it's like kind of relates to that because those people don't do a lot in the real world. But at the same time, I don't want to discount the internet with that when I say that, because we see what the power of it is. And also, like Apex, I'm glad you brought that up with like Amazon, all these, shopping at small businesses instead, because people forget
Yeah, that
they're
was Sunny.
little.
But go ahead. Yeah.
yeah,
that was Sam.
That was some. That was Sunny, who's a mod in my chat. She brought that up.
Okay,
So.
shout out to both of you then for that. But
Yeah.
still a good point, because I want people to remember that you can make a little difference. Like, look, don't buy some from Amazon. There's little things everybody can do. Send stuff to your friends of, like Project Veritas videos exposing these people. Like, you can do little things. It's not hard. Just gotta do it.
I do want to bring something up though in regards to the whole Amazon thing, because I do agree with the whole shopping at small businesses when you can, which is why if you want me to put my tinfoil hat on here, which I'm gonna do in a sec.
Let's go.
That's why I find the whole thing with the lockdown and
First the naked chariot ride shirt, now the tinfoil hat, huh?
And small business
the same thing.
and small businesses closing down, I found that funny. Oh, you can't shop at your small businesses because, the mom and pop store, someone might catch corona. But did they shut down Amazon? Nope. Amazon made a fuck ton of money during COVID.
Yeah, because we're all forced to do online shopping, which they have the
Small-
best luxury of all, because they have everything available, except graphics cards and CPUs. But that's a rant for another day.
Yeah, and your books and your CDs get crushed, and
Oh god, that's another rant.
and the box
DoorDash made a shit ton of money too.
Who did?
I know. I was
so
probably
did
their
Uber
number one
Eats.
customer this month.
Dude, DoorDash, man, that's one of the weirdest companies out there. You'd think they'd be making a lot of money, but they're still like, at least last I checked, they're still under.
Really?
Mhm.
Are
Yeah,
they
they had.
Are they one of
We're
those companies that needs to take a long ass time to make a profit?
It doesn't make sense. Like there was some guy who was gaming at like some dude who owned a store, and he was ordering stuff from his own store, and he was somehow able to go and make money off it. Like they have such an inefficient fucking model.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. I don't know how that exists.
Well, how much do they take out of the bill? Like, what's their percentage? Do you know? Roughly?
There's a store. You have to go and look it up. It was either DoorDash or Grubhub is one of those two. Where like
I pay for their $10 a month thing where
I do
They
that
don't-
for Uber Eats.
yeah, where I pay like $10 a month, and then I don't have to pay for the delivery fees, because there's I will use DoorDash right now more than 3 times a month. So like, yeah.
It
So
piles
it'll
up.
end up paying for
Dang.
itself.
Dude, I fucking go. If I can get out of the house, I'll fucking do it, man.
Well,
I
yeah,
fucking can't
but-
stand being in the fucking house. I'd fucking pay to
Same.
get out.
What I've been doing is
but it's
Grubhub
cool too.
and picking
But
up.
DoorDash is pretty cool though, because it does like I'll even use it like for takeout or whatever. Like if I'm
Same.
if I'm driving somewhere and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I'd like to eat here, but they're only doing like takeout or something like that. I'll go outside the parking lot, I'll do the takeout thing, and then 10 minutes later I'll go on my phone, and then 10 minutes later I'll be like, all right, I'll pick up my food and then get right out. Right?
Yeah.
It's like so convenient. I don't know.
I fucking can't stand that's like the whole reason I even got to eat. It's
I
like,
would much rather do it the old-fashioned way, but unfortunately, we live in states where we got dickholes in charge
Fucking
that
wolf.
have like, you
there's
know,
still places that don't let
You
you
can't
dine.
say dickhole on TV.
Hold on,
we're on
hold on,
TV. What?
hold on, folks. The
That was Dave
I guess
Chappelle joke. Sorry.
hang on, folks. I guess the desktop audio shorted out in OBS, so let me try and
no.
fix.
God damn it!
Can they hear us at least?
I think your channel is still good, but mine it says that the desktop audio
Macintosh for you.
No. Sam's got all these subs. You know, he's got like what 1,000 subs. Us with a mere 272.
got-
Which please people pump up. We're doing fine
Pump
over
it, yeah,
here.
I don't
Like,
feel
GameStop
bad.
Diamond Hands the sub button.
We're not doing bad. I mean,
Diamond hands,
we're-
people. Hold the line.
Yeah, when you
Hold the
got
line and subscribe.
you gotta give the short squeeze to the fucking subscriber button. Squeeze that shit like it's your cock.
It's,
Squeeze it like it's GME stock. Oh, and by the way, here is the meme CNN had up. You all know Chris Cuomo. We all love him. On CNN, he had the meme up from Wall Street Bets. It shows Elon's tweet, and then above it's the meme, and the guy says "doing my part," and the meme says it has a girl crying, and she goes, "Babe, will you please sell so we're millionaires?" And the dude goes, "No, we must make them pay." Based. I love it. Then here, small thing I want to bring up that's actually the bigger point, because I think you said, Alex, this is like a political statement, and it is. And one thing to keep in mind is like, yeah, people love making money about all of this, but as the Joker says, it's not about the money. It's about sending a message. And fuck yeah, we're doing that.
Yeah, that's what you have to realize going into. Unless you pull out at some point, you're not gonna make any money.
Okay, audio's back for the Versa guys, so sorry about that, chat. Thanks though.
Yeah, I must have had the SEC try and shut you down with the feds.
I got you.
Listen,
Subscriber button, folks.
Diamond hands, that sub
Yeah,
button. Diamond hands. Going deep.
hit the sub button, folks. We're at 725 here. We're almost at 1,000. Almost.
Pump
If
the
you get
Versa
1,000,
boys. Come on, you're at 700 something. Let's get the Versa boys up.
And sub to the Versa boys, which, by the way, we might have an announcement here in a few
Breaking news?
weeks, maybe a few months.
Yeah, Sam's coming out.
Congratulations on your new journey.
Well,
Very
Appreciate it.
progressive.
we already know that
We're here to support you, Sam, and whatever you do.
Okay. It wasn't just the
and-
e-girls that were excited when Sam
I'm-
took his shirt off. Let's put it that way.
I'm titty sexual. So.
Whoa.
And men can have titties still.
Yeah.
Nah, well, they can, but
All that chest hair got me excited. Oh my god.
Mm.
No,
Mm.
but here's the thing, right?
Moon extreme.
Here's the thing. Look, we can't all be Charlie Kirk and
Oh, fuck that guy.
Not literally.
I tried to do the TPUSA joke. I tried to fit it in there, man.
Oh God, did fucking Charlie say something about this? I'd love to see his.
No,
Yeah, what'd he
I was
say?
trying to fit in. I was trying to make a good enough joke. Unfortunately, I'm only Amy Schumer funny. So like,
I bombed it
no,
anyway.
I tried to do the thing where he brought like thoughts up on stage where he was shooting cash or whatever.
Oh my God.
Oh yes. No, you know what see if he was actually funny, if he was actually interested. What?
We should have had a button like whenever someone subs, we have like that picture of Charlie Kirk sending like the fucking fought money out.
Yes. Well, I was thinking like what Charlie should do if he's funny is he should have gone like dollars, like money that had like the Wall Street Bets guy on it, like the logo on there, and had like GME somewhere, and like shoot that out into the crowd. Now that would be funny.
He did that like several months before this was the thing.
I know, but I'm saying like to make up for that, or maybe like let's say that didn't happen and he was planning to do it later, like instead he does socialism, literally. Let's see what his Twitter says. Let's see if he's talking about. Oh, he's talking about Black Lives Matter. That's what he's talking
Of
about.
course. Yeah, that's definitely the relevant thing to be talking about.
Oh wait, whoa! We have something here. For someone who specifically campaigned on standing up for the quote mainstream, not Wall Street, Joe Biden has been fairly silent the past 2 days. I think you have too, Charlie, but we'll see. Elizabeth Warren claimed to be a populist fight against Wall Street and said she wants to subpoena day traders who broke the backs of hedge fund managers' backs. That is true, actually. That Elizabeth Warren did have that in her thing. Joe Biden saw on the issue, says, "Come on, Bernie Sanders is MIA." Very true. Democratic Party is the party of Wall Street. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
The only one who fucking said anything from the Democrats really seems to be the fucking dumb
squad.
AOC bitch.
Yo, and by the way, look, again, I said this when she did before. She did a Twitch stream, like, during when this was at its peak during this week. Fucking smart. She had I think it was 500,000 or 250,000 or something like that live viewers. She didn't know how to use OBS, which was hilarious. That was a funny part because her picture kept moving and she's like trying to figure it out. I'm like, I know what you're doing. You're playing with OBS. But she eventually got it going, and like, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of enjoyed it. And conservatives, hello, that's what you should be doing. That's what we do.
Well, they're all fucking boomers. What do you expect Ted Cruz to go and like fucking get down Fortnite?
Mitch McConnell starts going on playing Minecraft.
Oh my God.
The worst thing that I've ever seen in a political scene in my entire life is when they had the heads of these social media tech companies, seeing these old fuckers in the GOP trying to ask questions like, "Oh, what is that?" Like, to me, I was just trying to lip read their shit. Like, "Oh my God, what's a computer? How do you get on Twitter with this dial up? What the fuck is it? God damn it!"
Didn't one of them say the Google iPhone 2, I think, or something like that?
Like, what is this?
It's
These
like
modem scrotum companies. What the fuck is this? Like, like, it's like it's incredible to me. Like, this is the problem. This is the quintessential problem of the fucking GOP.
Yeah.
We've got old people that have been in these seats for like 30, 40 years that have no fucking clue what they're doing. Like what they're doing from a media or social media or whatever. Look, and seeing anybody above the age of 60 try typing on Twitter, I'm immediately calling bullshit, right? I'm like, okay, who wrote that fucking tweet? Whoever wrote that tweet is probably a genius because you didn't fucking. I know you didn't.
Trump could somehow do it.
He's the only one. He's the only one that could. Everybody else has staffers.
The only person that can do it. Like even Donnie was bringing up. Donnie was bringing up Joe Biden quotes, and she was bringing up the tweet deck or whatever. I was like, and that was like what that reminded me. By the way, thanks, Donnie. Anyway, the bringing that up, and I'm like, you know what? I bet they're all fucking doing it, right? Yeah. I know Joe Biden's doing it, but I bet they're all fucking doing the same damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, see, we need to get Mark of that boomer defender to Congress. They'd be the perfect audience for that.
Well, no, if Boomer Defender was in Congress, then they would all like disappear. Then all of Congress would
No, dude,
basically.
Mark, I need to go get someone. If we have any fucking tech people out here who know how to program shit, I have an idea.
If anyone has learned to code already, fucking DM us.
Yeah, I got this idea, man. Hit up the fucking Congress, get the boomers out there. We'll prevent them from falling for scams. We'll teach them tech. Make proof internet.
We haven't no Sonny, we haven't talked about that, but that might be a good topic to transition to.
Fucking
good segue.
Before you segue, I did
dig. Time out.
I did dig into Charlie.
Segue, before you pre-segue, I have to go, guys. I have to wake up super fucking early, and I fucked up. I'm not.
Would you sell? No, you didn't hold.
No, you didn't. You showed up. It was fantastic.
Yeah, it was a great day. Just started really late. Like exceptional.
He's selling. He's not holding the line, boys.
No, I wasn't holding the line. No, I failed.
Disavow.
So.
Oh man,
burn him at the stake. No, I love you guys. You all have a great night. Hold the line.
Hold the line.
Get those diamond hands. Sammy, stop being so Sammy. Oh, man, that was gonna be way meaner. I should have just went for it. Anyway, I love you guys. Have a good night.
See you at the moon. See you at the moon. Yeah, boys, we're going to the moon soon. Get ready. Liftoff starts on Monday.
We're going to the moon.
What was that, Alex?
What the fuck is a gamma?
What?
Yeah,
okay,
what is
so
a
what
gamma?
is a? Okay, yeah. So it's something that Vox Day, who is Owen's handler, basically.
Drink.
Handler. Oh yeah, shit. Fuck.
Basically.
Out of beer already. Fuck.
Basically, it's what Vox describes as anyone who he doesn't like as a gamma. So basically, like it's kind of like a beta male, except like way worse.
How can you work in a beta?
According to Vox, you can, but again, we're talking at like the cringiest right-wing LARPers. Yeah.
I think it's because the hierarchy is like alpha is the first letter, then beta, and then I guess is gamma next. I would think something else be in between there, but
then it's delta, then it's gamma.
Oh.
You know the GOP reminds me of have you ever seen those progressive commercials where the guy is like where they're acting like their dads or whatever, and the one guy is trying to teach them how not to be like their dads, like and you got the guy's like, oh, we're gonna open a PDF, who wants to start, and everybody's like, oh, I don't know. Yeah, that's the GOP, right? All those people, they're like, I don't know how to do all that. That's the fucking GOP right there.
You know what's sad too is actually, on average, the GOP is technically younger than the Democrats. Nancy's pushing what, fucking 90? Like,
yeah, but you got so that's not.
Well, that's not saying much.
That's not saying much because you have a couple
Biden.
People in Congress, like on the Democratic side, who are like fucking ancient, that are like, how the fuck are they still alive?
It's not just a couple, it's a lot, dude.
Yeah, but they do have quite a few young people there too.
Dude, the Republicans have more young people. That's been the problem with the Democrats. Who are their like figureheads? Bernie, old as shit. Nancy, old as shit. Schumer, old as shit. Biden, old as shit.
Yo.
Fucking dude, you know the thing is, too, he's related to that Amy Schumer bitch. Like,
yep.
If I see that.
You had to say that. You had to say that after I made that really shitty Amy Schumer joke, didn't you? You had to put that out there.
Yep. Had to rub it in.
Cuck Schumer.
Trump incited an erection, a national
that was
erection.
He can't fucking his own erection.
I'm gonna get this man Viagra. Holy fuck, man! We gotta solve this issue right now.
Dude, it was funny you actually said that.
Yeah.
I mean, in my opinion, Gina Carano, incited a national erection.
Oh, damn it!
Sam,
Damn
you
it,
Sam.
Sex talk thing now. We're
Simpy
having the
Sam.
after dark.
After Gamma.
Look, this isn't taxi cab confessionals, okay? We gotta keep this thing somewhat professional.
Yeah, we're
All right.
pros here.
Taxi.
We're professional autism.
Okay.
Speaking of,
Yeah.
This is why Donnie's scared.
it's
Why he's saying in
So-
chat today.
okay, Donnie. We don't
speaking-
bite.
Speaking of segueing, Black Lives Matter has been nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize.
How can you nominate a
A Marxist
Collect-
organization. That's nice.
how like there's no who is Black Lives Matter? It's a fuck like they just gonna nominate the Democrat Party at that point.
Pretty much. How
Pretty
many
much.
cities did they burn down? How many people did they kill? How many cops did they assassinate? How many small businesses did they destroy? The Capitol rioters should be
A lot more than
nominated.
Republicans did. Yeah, Republicans. Yeah,
We
ain't
took
rioting
it.
right.
You know, we should demand the Capitol rioters get nominated for Nobel Peace Prize because they are objectively more peaceful. Let's do it. Get a movement going. Get a hashtag going. Hashtag Peace Prize for rioters. Peace Prize for MAGA rioters.
Although, as someone pointed out to me today, Alexander Nobel invented dynamite, so there is that.
Yeah, but that was
At least
used
it's
for like
something- what
mining.
Black Lives Matter invent. You know,
They invented the
woke culture and they invented cancel culture. That's right.
no. They invented the imaginary concept of systematic racism.
Oh, they didn't invent that. It's been around before them.
I know, but they mainstreamed it. But El Abuelo de Superman says in the chat, what do y'all see Jimmy doing on Monday? I see going to the moon, baby. Liftoff's gonna happen.
It's probably gonna fucking go back and forth, and it's not gonna be anything because you need to be focusing on fucking. What was it? Is it GameStop or GM or?
He said GME.
yeah.
That's
I don't know,
GameStop.
man. I said AMC. Someone was talking about AMC earlier.
No, with GME, what's probably gonna happen is like I said, liftoff is gonna happen. Is it's gonna start going up, have some like dips, but this squeeze, depending on how long people hold, it could last days, or it could last one day, or it could last a couple hours. It won't be like gone in an instant, but it could last a bit. But that's just guess, not financial advice. What I want to bring up before we transition out, though, is I did dig to find when Charlie Kirk started talking about this and to try and find his position. Now, to be clear, he doesn't have a stance on this. On his personal Twitter feed, not Turning Point, he has not taken a side on Wall Street bets. Coincidence? I think not. But this is what the first time he tweeted about it was on January 27th, which was that the Thursday, I believe, or the Wednesday?
That was Wednesday.
That was the Wednesday, yes. Thank you, Sam. And all he said was the Pelosi's bought up to $1 million worth of Tesla options at $500 each of Joe Biden's announcement that he's transitioning U.S. fleet to electric vehicles. Now that everybody's watching the stock market, maybe we can finally have a discussion about rampant insider trading DC, thinking emoji. And he just kind of says shit like that over like a couple more tweets, and that's really it. You want to talk about a dude that literally had a tour called Culture War, and he's not talking about the biggest battle in the culture war in years, and he doesn't even have a stance on it. He's barely talking about it.
Well, you want to know?
This is
you wanna
why
know my
I am
theory on
super
that?
excited for a new org, because we could actually fucking fill this void that needs to be filled to actually do something.
I'll fill
You
your.
want to know my theory on that?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
From what I've heard, and again, this is just what I've heard. I don't know this to be true, but a lot of Turning Point backers are Wall Street people.
Of course. Yeah. Oh, absolutely they are. Absolutely.
So Charlie's not gonna say anything because he doesn't want to piss off Daddy Hedge Fund.
Yep. We can look at the open secrets. Let's do it right now. We can probably find something. What were you saying, Alex?
What was I saying? Shit, dude.
I think you said I'll fill your void, and I was like, oh.
I think that was the last thing. No, I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure Sam's up the right rabbit hole. With that shit. I think Charlie Kirk, he's being funded by these Wall Street people. Turning Point It's probably, you know, largely an astroturf organization, you know.
Yeah.
It is. And I hate to say it. I hate to say, because I want it to. I want all these things to succeed. I really do. But when they're shit,
They sold out.
yeah. And hey, look at Yao. I think we talked about. Did we talk about last week the Yao 2 scandal?
We talked out in private, but not. Thank you for reminding me, by the way, because I've been getting DMs about it. So yeah, let's talk about that now, shall we?
Yeah, I will say I'm still working on the video we're gonna be doing on our channel. This whole GameStonks thing kind of put that on the back burner, but video's gonna come out with a lot of shit because I dug deep into that one. There was around like 50 allegations publicly.
Yeah, I actually, if you want to do a collaboration on that video, I'd be happy to do something. We'll talk after the show.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. What have you been finding out? Have you found anything spicy?
Well, I mean everything that you. So basically, folks, as some of the people in the Whitfield Report chat might remember, a few years ago. Actually, 2 summers ago, I went into the Young Americans for Liberty YaleCon conference in Memphis, and some of you guys actually PayPal donations so I could go on that road trip, which was very generous. And my buddies and I that went, we live streamed, and we did a couple on the road streams. So. Those videos are still up on the channel if you guys want to go watch those. But I have not been part of Yale for roughly a year, pretty much since that trip. And I want to be clear that it's not because of the allegations or anything like that. It's because Yale wasn't, suited to what I wanted to do in politics. But their leader has been accused of sexual assault and sexual harassment by something like 50 women now, I guess. So.
And Yao's getting sued. Basically, there's a bunch of sexual allegations with Yao, sexual assault, harassment, and potentially like actual like rape. I'm not 100% sure how much of that there is, but
okay, there's a part of me that's a little torn here because I just don't think, like, how many sexual assault allegations can Yao probably have?
Dude,
when you figure,
lot.
When you look, you know, there has to be a certain number of women to be able to have these allegations, and all those Yale events are nothing but fucking sausage fests. So
that is true.
That is true, even though I know you're kind of like being a little tongue-in-cheek there, but that's a lot of truth to it. And you want to know why? It's because women come, they're like, oh, I love free markets. They go to a Yale con, and it's like, oh, it's a female.
Democrat creates more socialists than any fucking Democrat clubs. They get scared of these people. They want regulation.
Yeah.
How you get like fucking feminist people as you get these fucking creepertarians.
Well, that's what happens is they run into a creepertarian, they fucking leave. Look, even my girlfriend was involved with them, and she basically bounced once she got not only creeped out, but like harassed by board members who shall not be named, and treated like crap by board members who shall not be named.
I know we just met, but I love you, and I want to spend the rest of my life with you. I don't know. Please take this engagement ring I just got from the quarter machine.
Oh God.
Please.
Dude,
I don't want to be alone forever. Please.
You ever see that fucking cringe video on YouTube where it's like some dude in high school proposes to his girlfriend of one day in the fucking lunch class? The fucking lunch period. Man, people are fucking nuts.
Yeah, that sounds like a Yale meeting.
Dude, their memes are so shit. It's like the ones at Penn State were like, Oh, let's talk about let's try and copy
So
Turning Point. Just talk about the news and like have discussion questions but with less people. I mean, hey, it's a winning formula.
Was that the one where we made
so
the furry vaping account on with that Yao?
I didn't do that. I would never do
Like
that.
the whole time. No, I like when I went to like 1 or 2 meetings, I think, at Penn
Oh yeah, you
State.
did.
And the only reason I went was because you were there. And like Sean, you were there. And I was
Aw.
like, dude, this is gay. I kind of want to leave.
Do you
Like,
know why I went to
we gotta
them?
leave this sausage fest like fucking now. But like you know, you were like, no, your girlfriend was there and you wanted to be supportive and all that.
No. She wasn't girlfriend yet, but I
Oh,
wanted it to
Oh,
The girl at the time.
be. What was that?
so
For the girl, so you want to go pretend you super.
I have to share my feelings with you. Just this one time.
At a Yale meeting, it's the right place.
so
We need to
We have
unite.
free
that-
speech.
You know, we need to get rid of these libertarians. Just put them all in one club. You know, just
We
unite the
already
right.
did. It's called Yao.
You can't get rid of them. It's like there's like a you have to get rid of the Night King.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
all the Night King does is just raise
So-
his hands, and then all these fucking incels just pop up out of nowhere.
Fuck is the Night
So-
King? It sounds like
so-
Game of Thrones, dude.
so, hold-
fucking
so
Dave
that-
shit from Always Sunny.
so when I was at YellowCon, right, my 2 buddies and I were the only 2 conservatives there. So
Oh god.
we started a drink. So my buddies and I, we all had a room together, and the walls were paper thin.
Oh
And
god.
we started a drinking game where every time we heard someone start a sentence with "as a libertarian, I believe," we had to take a drink. Well, we got so fucking shit faced because literally every sentence was, I kid you not, well, as a libertarian, I believe X. Oh, really? Well, as a libertarian, I believe. and
Dude,
it
I
just
want
went
to
back.
infiltrate this shit now. This sounds so fucking autistic.
It was the most autistic thing, and eventually we had to stop. We actually had to stop drinking because if we would have continued, we would have all gotten alcohol poisoning.
John, we need to
As a libertarian, I have to accept,
Drink.
and I may never have sex with a woman ever.
Consensually.
Dude, I thought the fucking furry con would be fun to go and infiltrate, but this sounds like it's fucking even better. Just go and fucking infiltrate this.
You know, I miss my chance because I'm kind of like, I bet the vibe's gonna be different. Actually, it might not be. Shit, what am I saying? Now, but I almost went to the one with my girlfriend when she went to her last one, but I was like really busy, and I was like, dude, I don't want to go see some libertarians in Philly, so I stayed home. But I missed my chance because, dude, she says too, the people, they're freaking creepy. It's like 99% dude. It's also 99% white dudes. And look, I'm no social justice warrior, but when you don't have at least some women and some people that are, I don't know, different colors in your org
That are not white. That just looks like a fucking Klan meeting. Yeah, I totally get it.
there's something wrong.
They just want to go
You get one.
back off all the time.
What was that?
These are like the Klan rejects that got kicked out because all they want to do was fuck things.
Not consensual.
Like it's a whole bunch of it's like a whole bunch of white dudes with one black dude that you could probably spot on a fucking GPS.
There's like fucking like one girl who's like not into those people.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty bad. Like when you read what Cliff Maloney was doing, their CEO, like allegedly, it's all allegedly, he would, like, one of his tactics that he would repeatedly do at the conventions was he'd find these women, and look, they were all good-looking women. Like, I mean, it's clear like what he was targeting, and he would ask them to bring food to his hotel room. And then once they got in there, he would
Oh
be.
wait, I
Mhm.
did hear him. I did overhear him say that at
Wait, what?
YellowCon, actually.
What?
Hey, baby, you bring the buns and I'll bring the meat. All right.
I'll bring the sausage.
Why would he admit this? Is he like, did they have like a fucking pickup artist class over there? Tell me they had one of those, like a pickup artist fucking breakout group.
Oh god! Wait, you
No,
heard
no,
this?
it wasn't. He didn't admit this. I overheard him say, "Guys, we're having an executive team meeting in my room, so we're all gonna bring dinner."
Oh no! Was he talking to girls?
So this holy shit! It makes this
Everything makes sense now.
changes.
The autism
Yeah,
puzzle piece is connected.
Yeah. So, I mean, shoot, my buddies and I, we just spent the weekend like, we didn't even like really do any events or breakout groups. Basically, all we did was we actually snuck out of the hotel and went and like drove around Memphis for the day because
Dude, that's why I
you
would
know
have done.
it's Memphis. It's a cool place, and so. And we totally we lied about what we did too. We were like, so what's your and they were like, so what was your favorite event? And so we
Cliff's
just
room.
like filled out.
Yeah, when we were done all this stupid
The
shit.
event was my favorite event was the brewery tour that we went on, but you know that's here nor there. So
Dude, that's pretty bad. I mean, if you've seen something, I would encourage you if you know anything that could be helpful to the investigation to reach out. But you know, we're laughing, to be clear, folks. Like, obviously, what this dude did was scummy, but we're laughing just how allegedly, yes, just
Like,
how
we're not
bad these
surprised. Like,
conventions
none of
are.
us
No,
are
I'm
fucking
not.
surprised at all. Like,
The only thing that surprised me was just how.
not surprised at all.
Yeah, it did not.
The only thing I would
surprise
be
me.
surprised about, the only thing that I'm surprised about is that enough of women actually showed up to these fucking meetings to be able to accuse anybody at that place of sexual harassment.
Honestly, yeah.
Like 20 sexual harassment complaints. That means 20 women had to have actually showed up to these fucking meetings. And I don't believe that at all.
You know what would be really interesting to look at is, because their members always have to, like, here's another thing that's scammy with Yao. Like, with Turning Point, you don't have to pay them anything. Nothing. No dues, no nothing. With Yao, to be an official member, nationally and locally, you have to pay that stupid fee.
Yep.
And which is freaking terrible.
Literally, I'm in Pennsylvania, and I've seen less sausage at Kunzler Factory, right, than this shit.
Like, what I would love for them to do is take the gender ratio of men to women, like see how many women were there, and find out the number, and then compare it to the number of allegations and see what that freaking percentage is.
So I have another funny story about that. So
oh no,
the credit card that I had. This has to do with the membership thing. It's not as spicy, but the credit card that I used to pay the yearly due, like, it expired the same year that I first signed up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I lost my Yale login too, so that was the other thing. So basically, I just let the card expire, and I got text messages like, why haven't you paid your dues? And I'm like,
yeah, they're fucking persistent, aren't they?
Because I'm no longer interested. Oh, okay. Well, if you give us a new card by logging on, we can, and I'm like,
what part of not interested do you not understand?
See, that's how they go with women, you know?
Yeah. No. You joke about that, but they are the definition across the board of they don't take no for an answer. It's not just with membership, it's also with women.
Aren't a lot of them involved with low marketing scams too?
Yes, there's a pattern of people being involved with Cutco.
Well, also
you had to do the Cutco thing, didn't you?
Was there a fucking Cutco exhibit over there? I would love. That'd be hilarious. If there's a
When I
Don't make fun of their quality knives.
Yeah, they fucking rust after a month.
when I still was a part of Yale, they kept calling me, being like, Sam, we need you to travel to XYZ state, right?
Yeah,
And I'm
that's
like,
another common thing. They ship you out of
and I'm
state.
like, I'm in the middle of school, like I'm in the middle of midterms right now. I can't leave. And they're like, oh well, we really need you for the Liberty Movement, and you'll get paid. You'll get paid like $15 an hour, and a stipend
So they
for
bribed
travel.
you.
I'm like,
$15 an
I'm
hour.
like,
Oh my,
Oh shit.
big
And
money right there.
and I'm like, you guys realize I'm in a wheelchair, right? I can't, like, it's not like I could pick up and go. Oh, we weren't aware of that. We can accommodate you though. And meanwhile, they were wanting to send me to like Idaho or something, to like rural, Idaho, where it's like, yeah, I'm sure the handicapped access is great out there, and fucking like rural Idaho. Yeah.
Bro, that's cruel. I mean, and the other thing they do too is like you should have done a drink game of Liberty Movement, dude. The amount of times they say that is cringe. And also the thing that
Oh my God.
they do too is like they will force you to do everything. It's so culty. Like if you're like, they'll be like, oh, can you door knock for us this weekend? Nah, not really. Do you want the Liberty Movement to fail? Do you care about liberty? It's like
I actually told them yes at one point.
Yo,
and they
king.
and they would. I'm like, and I'm like, I got, because one of them called, because the guy who runs the thing for Florida, he called me and he was like super pissed at me, and I'm like, I'm not trying to be arrogant, but I've had a radio show for 13 years. At this point, it was 13 years. I said, I've been doing politics longer than Yale has been around. So you want to tell me I'm not doing shit for the Liberty Movement? I've been doing this since I was 14, and I just hung up on them after.
Nice, dude. They made a guy drop out of college to stay with them.
I heard that.
Yeah. Now, to be fair, if you drop out of college for this, you deserve everything you lose from that. But still, y'all shouldn't be forcing people to do that. It's so fucked up.
Drop out of college for fucking what a pussy.
Absolute loser.
You did that kid a favor. If he's stupid enough to drop out of college and join some fucking Yao gang, yeah, he's in the right place.
Yeah. Dude, I'm in their merch store right now. Take a look on the stream. This is how big it is. Look at how many shirts they have. 3. One is with their logo and it's a blue shirt. One's with their logo, it's a white shirt, and then one is like a quote from, is it Ron Paul? Of course it is. Let it not.
I wouldn't be caught dead in any of that shit.
Libertarian.
I wouldn't wipe my ass with any of that shit. Like, are you kidding me?
What were you saying, Alex?
That was the one.
You know what?
Not crazy.
What was that?
He's the one libertarian that's not crazy.
Yeah, no wonder why they push him so hard. Look at the prices on these. Jesus, $32, $60 for the fleece jacket, $55 for the hoodie. Bro, they're fucking raping you for these. Poor use of that term.
When Ron Paul spoke at our thing at Memphis, I felt so bad because like Ron Paul is like in his upper 80s, like he's almost 90, right?
Yeah, he's foot in the grave.
And yet when he entered the room, like all these like amped up like nerds basically were like screaming it, like I could see him, like he was audibly shaking from like noise overload. I actually told a couple people, I'm like stop screaming, you're gonna fucking like Like he's going to die because you're screaming and stop torturing this poor old man. So and then when I shook hands with him, he was actually like, thank you, young man, for and I'm like, yeah, no problem.
He was like, thank you for being the one normal person here.
Yeah.
Bruh, I think these are the, not went to do. I'm trying to find our Penn State chapter, but yeah, dude, they're so culty. I mean, it is so freaking culty. They have like 3 politicians that show up to their shit. Or that might change now after this. Ron Paul, Thomas Massey, and Justin Amash.
Nick Freitas.
Whoever the fuck that is. So 3.5. You know? 3 notable ones and one that doesn't even count as a full one because nobody knows about them. It's like, it's so bad. It's such a failure. And that's why I look at shit like what we're trying to do. I'm like, how can we do worse? Like, honestly, how?
You know what's funny is I actually one of those $30 T-shirts I actually got for free because they were giving them away at the Alcon I was at.
Yeah, nobody won because they're giving them out.
And I ended up recently, like, my mom did a whole like thing of donating like Goodwill donating like stuff to Goodwill.
Oh, did she throw that in there?
Well, no, I threw it in there and she's like, you don't want this? I'm like, well, I mean, like, maybe as like a pajama, T-shirt or whatever, but I already have a ton of those. So oof. Yeah, no, I'm throwing this in. I bet you it'll be one of the things that like no one picks up at Goodwill though either. That's the thing. So,
bro, somebody's gonna burn it. It's so bad, dude. I mean, if they're giving them away, that means people didn't want to buy them. And if they're charging $32, like, that's such an upcharge. I mean, that's insane. I mean, it's also, the other thing that's really scummy about them too is like whenever you'd, basically complain or about, like let's say, you got Me Too by Cliff, and whenever you'd complain, allegedly, they would fire you from the org or they would socially ostracize you. And if you went to something else, they would try to get you fired from that, allegedly.
Yeah. Dude, that one.
What does socially ostracized at a YAL meeting mean? Is that like just like I don't think that's an oxymoron right there. Like you go to that thing, you're already socially ostracized already. Like you have no home socially. Like you.
Dude, isn't that the truth? These people are and to give some background to these jokes and whatnot, like, or context. Like, if any, I don't know how many people in the chat have been to any of these things, but these libertarian type people are, especially these libertarians in Yao, they're very socially awkward, very nerdy, very weird, very creepy in some cases. I mean, look, I'm a nerdy guy myself, and, like, the shit I do.
So am I.
Yeah, we kind of all have that in us, but we're like the cool nerds. Those are the cool people, those cool nerds. These people aren't that. They're not.
They're like the worst stereotypes of nerds, basically.
Pretty much. Like jack off in their basement and watch like hentai with like little kids in it.
Pretty much.
I like seeing the woman get force raped by tentacles on anime. Yeah, they're so hot.
Yeah, these are the ones asking for the age of consent to be lowered to like 14.
Unironically.
Because at least at 14, I still stand a chance.
Yeah, they'll think your 2-inch dick is big for them.
Exactly. Like 2 inches? That's actually That's actually huge.
It's more than I can handle.
Oh my god.
These are the ones that want to legalize prostitution so they can get laid.
How is this kid in the wheelchair picking up more chicks than I am?
Bruh.
His suit is so is so well pressed, and his shoes at least look nice. And ooh, are those cufflinks he's wearing?
So what do these people talk about all the like when you heard them? Was it like, as a
Liberty.
libertarian, I don't believe in this?
So honestly, we were basically it was all economics. Like,
Oh God.
so like my friends and I would spend the evening in our hotel room, like drinking beers and smoking cigarettes and talking at, like,
Yo, you were smoking,
movies and
Sam? Disavow.
Use the
Yeah.
chat. It's the fucking chattest. Fucking. It's the most American thing since Apple. More American than Apple.
Sam, that
And-
violates
and
my
I
nap.
don't- I don't smoke, but trust me, I needed cigarettes at this thing.
You need to smoke some cigars, you fag.
We smoked cigars too, but
Like
like
some weed. No.
but it was honestly after hearing all the economic talks, it was like, fuck, I need a cigarette. And that was literally like us the entire time at YaleCon. We were just like, we just need somewhere to go and smoke. So
Yeah.
Will says room wax.
Is it okay? Hold on. That An Awesome Adventure posted. Is it true that shorts do not expire like puts do? Phil, this is probably a question for you.
Wait, what? Say that one more time here. Hold on. Let me.
It's
let
in
me
the
see that.
chat. An Awesome Adventure posted. Is it true that shorts do not expire like puts do? I think they do, or you have to pay interest on them.
Well,
I mean,
their
that- you
contracts
can
end at the
set 'em.
month, and they have to pay
Well, I think-
interest.
Well, no, shorts. It depends. It depends. I think a lot of shorts do expire. Puts definitely do. Because there's more than one short out there that you can like go after. But yeah, I'm not traditional shorts. I usually they're timed. Usually they're timed. Like and that's what made this that's what makes this week so awesome, because like they, as the stock was ballooning up, and that's why people were saying hold the line, because if you keep the stock at that certain price, eventually those shorts are going to expire, and that money is pretty much lost.
Yeah.
Like, so for certain lost. Like, so
I don't know if, see, I think the
Yeah.
problem is they're using the term expire. I don't know if that's the best word. Because from what I've been told is like they have these like month-long contracts where it's like you can do your
Yeah.
short, but we need our share back by the end of the month. And guess what today is? January 31st.
yeah.
Guess what Monday is? February 1st. So,
Yeah, so that Monday, you could see some interesting shit happen.
yup.
Like, you could very much see some interesting stuff happen. But
I'm
I'm excited. I'm excited. I want to see what happens.
Oh, I'm so
Like, and
friggin'
it's
hyped.
weird, and it's just weird because like I'm like, oh, I'm so excited about like 9:30. Like, now actually it's probably you'll know what happens by maybe 7:30, something like that. Like, yeah, because the market will
pre-market?
give you, the pre-market will give you some good indicators about how the rest of the day is gonna go.
I don't know, honestly, because we're in such uncharted territory. Like, really don't know what's going to happen.
Well, I mean, but a lot of the time, like, the market will go in a particular direction. Like, if it's that obvious, like, it will just go in a particular direction right out of the gate. And but I don't know. But then again, yeah, I mean, you're right. You're right. I mean, it's going to be unpredictable, but like, it's hard to predict. But at the same time, it's like, if it tends to go in that particular direction, it's going to go early. Like that news, just because the first happened on a Sunday, so like it's going to be that Monday is going to be basically culmination of all all the shit that went down this weekend
Yeah.
because it's the end of the month.
And
So-
Monday might not be the day that the squeeze reaches its peak. Like, that's why I'm going to be tuning into the Discord all day, because I need to find the right time to sell. Because I know that Pepe McCree guy is going to be in there, and he fucking knows his shit. And that dude's smart. And
Yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you, these people are geniuses. So it's like gonna hold the line till I get good word. By the way, what do we think of this take? This is a little off topic, but on topic at the same time, because it has to do with Yao. First of all, I can't find the Penn State chapter on their website anymore. I can only find the Altoona Penn State one. But Yao at Penn State on Twitter, which is run by somebody we know for main campus, their last tweet was, "There's nothing wrong with cyberbullying police officers who violate their oaths." Hot take? Disagree, agree?
I don't really see the. I think cyberbullying, like if it's an adult, I don't really see the problem with it.
What
If
did
you're
they,
an adult, you're getting fucking cyberbullied. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Get off the internet. Turn off the Twitter.
I tend to agree,
Yeah.
but like, doesn't cyberbullying violate the NAP?
No, it's words.
Yeah.
Free speech.
But it's aggression.
Well, it's words.
What if they're
Words aren't
threatening?
nuts. I mean, if you're threatening people, that's different. If you threaten a police officer, you're fucking.
Yeah.
You know, you're like beyond
Yeah.
like mentally impaired. Like,
Yeah, if you're threatening a cop, that's one thing, but I don't consider threatening to be the same as bullying necessarily.
if you're a fucking adult and you're getting cyberbullied, like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
I just think it's a dumb thing to post. There's nothing wrong with cyberbullying police. You know, what if you just stopped it there?
There was an issue where someone posted a picture of like someone pissing on a cop's grave, and then the cops try to go and sue him. Like they try to arrest him or something for posting a picture which was from like an album, but then they like photoshopped it so it was like the grave of some cop that got shot. Like it was in bad taste, but it's fucking protected by the First Amendment.
It
The cops
is. But
completely
but this
fucked
tweet
me.
is not speaking lawfully. This sounds more morally, because it says there's nothing wrong with cyberbullying police officers who violate their oaths.
I mean, if they violate their oaths, they're a piece of shit. You know.
I
if you're-
agree.
Yeah, but why is Yao fucking mentioning this shit?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's like, why would you tweet this? This is like optics check. Like, what are you doing?
I wish people would stop making fun of me. So what if my penis is small? You don't have to just keep riding it, you know? It's not fair.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
funny thing is that's probably where this is coming from. It's somebody who was cyberbullied and was like, "Oh."
Yeah, from,
Yell
yeah,
doesn't care about optics.
yeah, I think I know that person.
What was that, Alex?
Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about. That person has nothing to talk about with cyberbullying.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yell,
Funny
Yell
thing.
doesn't care about optics. If they did, they wouldn't be a libertarian in the first place.
Yeah, that's truth. Fucking truth. You know what's also interesting too is if you were on the Stonks page on Know Your Meme, if you scroll down, all the way down, and you got to the latest video section. Okay, where the fuck is it? Don't tell me they pulled it already. Come on. Oh, here it is. Yes. Look at whose video is front and center. Fucking Versa Media's on the GameStop craze. We were the big video on there.
Sean, you did a really good job. You did a really good job on that video. By the way,
Thank you.
I loved it.
And thank you for calling it the in-depth journalism on Twitter.
Yeah, no, it was in depth to me.
I was so tempted to be like, "What are you talking about, Sam? We don't do journalism on this show. We don't do facts."
I mean, we're not journalists like Rachel Maddow, but I mean, we're all right. I mean, you know.
We're not gonna say we're better than her.
Andrew Breitbart, #war.
Yes. No, I mean, I was at a point when I'd researched it like where I had like a 85% understanding, and at this point I kind of have like a 95% understanding of what's going on, but there's still a lot I don't know and fully understand. But
told you, man, you do finance instead of marketing.
no,
man.
dude, I'd still kill myself, dude. Fuck finance. Oh, not for me.
Sonny, yeah, no, Sonny in the chat goes, but Ron Swanson, I think Parks and Rec is slightly responsible for faux libertarians.
No,
Yeah,
Ron
I mean,
Swanson's what
Actually, he doesn't believe in libertarianism. The actual guy, you know, he like,
Yeah.
Dude, that's the red pill there. Real libertarians don't actually believe in what they say. They don't actually practice what they preach, except with drugs.
No, they don't. And hookers, basically. But they're never the high class hookers either. Like,
yeah, they're Joe Exotic.
They're the truck stop hookers.
so these like mail order brides from like Cambodia.
I'll give you $30 if you jerk me off, hey, fucking bitch.
Is that Big Al talking?
Where's
I thought Big Al had
where's
some
Cosmic
class.
Rebecca?
Oh, he's probably libertarian, I imagine. You know, living
Yeah,
up-
he might be. He very well could be. He has all the makings.
Yeah, just
No,
that.
he'll probably
Hmm?
probably curse me out.
I mean, if we ask Cosmic Rebecca, because I
Yes.
bet she's talked to him, she might be able to tell us.
She's gotta fucking come back on. Like, yeah, we need to we want her to come back on because we want Big Al to come back on. That's the thing.
oh,
Yeah, she's the
Get her to
draw
come
for
back
him.
on. If we could get her back, we could get Big Al back, and this thing wins.
Yes.
Like, this thing wins, right?
You know, she said she wanted to come on, but then she was like, "Oh, I had some like, what the fuck was it? Like psycho
She had a
messages."
vision.
What was that? What'd you say?
She had a vision.
A
She had a
vision.
vision.
She said, "Oh, let me find it. It's somewhere in these texts." Oh yeah, she asked like, "Hey, can I come on?" And she called me, and I 99% of the time can't answer phone calls. And so I said, so she texted me like, "Hey, I'd like to come on." And I'm like, "You're more welcome to come on our show. We'll be streaming at 9 p.m. Eastern on Sundays. Here's the Discord link." I was pretty open about it. I was like, "Hey, come on anytime." And she replies, "I agree. Heard you psychically. I should stay off the air until after the quote event later this month. DJ TK and I are going to start taking on the Lions issues again soon." And this was on January 9th. It was after January 6th and the Capitol shit. I said, "No problem. I hope everything goes well with the Lion." And that's all I've heard. So, and psychically too. That's all I've heard. So we'll see, but you know, she's got those psychic powers, so maybe she can foretell a future. Remember when Big Al asked her like, "Hey, what do you see in our future?" And Big Al just she gave this like long-winded response, and Big Al just goes, "I see you and me in a bar together."
yeah, that's like. I mean, that's what I like. He was like real simple. Like she's trying to give this whole,
It's to the point, no bullshit.
This elongated, like weird response, and he was just simple, truthful, and just dropped it like it is.
He's
Like
a straightforward
I think
guy.
because he's trucks and he doesn't have time for any bullshit, so he's like, just like whatever.
Yeah, when you're on the road like 6, 7, 8 hours a day, you don't have time for that shit. You know, it's like, come on, man. You just gotta get to the point. You know, when works hard, plays hard, and when he plays hard, he spends his time wisely.
Yeah. You know that toothless truck stop hooker, she earned her money, damn it.
that was a great sentence for me to come in on. I had to quit and come back.
There you go.
Came at the right time.
Welcome back.
You saying something else?
As I was about to,
Gotta hit it and quit it.
well, as I was about to say, say what you will about Trump, but his mistresses at least were, well, for the most part, hot.
No, they were all hot. Dude, they were all
Yeah.
hot. He has good taste, dude.
Yeah, no. Well, I gotta say no on Stormy Daniels.
Oh,
For her
Stormy Daniels
age?
was fucking hot. Like early Stormy Daniels was fucking hot.
Yeah.
Like early Stormy Daniels.
Well,
We're
but
talking
also,
Space Nuts. We're talking about Space Nuts.
Space
Stormy
nuts.
Daniels. Yes. Look, Space Nuts was like the Star Wars spoof.
Oh,
I think that was
I can
made.
tell.
Yeah.
Don't need any
Okay,
more
but-
details.
No, but that was like the way back in the day. Not way back in the day, but like that movie came out. Yeah, have you ever seen the 40-year-old version? The 40-year-old version?
yeah, I have.
Yes. That movie, the movie Space Nuts that's on there is a real movie. That's a real fucking movie.
Oh
Oh,
my
that's a-
Right.
God.
And knowing you because you're Army, you've probably seen it. Am I right, Phil, or am I wrong?
Well, I mean, he like my one of my buddies who's in going back to that, like, yeah, because he was like, yeah, dude, like Stormy Daniels, like in her early, like in the early time, that movie came out, I want to say, here, let me look it up here, 2003, right? So that was, and you got to figure that was like 18 years ago. Like, she looks nut now, she doesn't look like, she looks like a shot out 40-year-old, which
Well,
of course she fucking is.
Yeah,
like,
Trump got
you
her
know?
before she went all the way down too.
Yeah. Yeah.
well,
He knew when
but
to hit
Ka-
that
but-
peak before it dipped.
Buy low, sell high.
But also, Karen McDougal still looks good for 40 something.
Yeah, Stormy's 41. Let's see, Karen McDougal. That's such a funny last name, McDougal. She's 49. Whoa, for 49. And then look
Yeah.
at Melania. See, okay, this is the one thing I'll give some flack on Trump. He did the Stormy thing while he was married to Melania, if I have that correct. And
Yeah.
dude, dude, Melania at that age too, and Stormy at that age, like, to
Dude, when
me,
you have that sort of money, you know, you're gonna want her, you know.
I guess, but it's like, I if he's gonna do it, I would think he'd do it with someone like Karen McDougal and others that were like in that range, but like,
Maybe he did too. I don't know. He's been around town quite a bit.
you know, I know I don't, I mean, obviously it's personal and all that, but I really wonder what Melania thought after the Stormy stuff came out, because Melania is still by his side even post presidency, for now at least, and I tend to think she's gonna be the woman he's gonna be with for the rest of his life.
He's
Yeah,
already
I'm
in
thinking,
you know.
What was
yeah,
that?
I'm thinking all of that happened
Yeah,
likely
he's already-
before.
You know, I don't think he's gonna be fucking around too much because he's got the media on his eyes.
What were you saying, Phil?
I think all that happened really before Melania was really and I always have to ask, like when they were first together, like, how serious was it? You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes when people like that get into relationships, it's not always like serious. Like, it's like, okay, we're together, but if you're fucking around or if I'm fucking around, then it's not that, it's whatever. But like when is it serious? Like, when's the relationship serious? Because
Well, I think it
He is-
happened while he was married to her, though.
like, while he's married.
Well,
I think so.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
fact check that. I'm trying to look right now.
Well,
Look at what happened with fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like,
Oh,
Yeah,
he was pretty bad.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, the fucking where he cheated. He did that. Like, well, I mean, then again, like with like then I have to ask, well, when did that happen too? Because Maria Shriver, she hit the wall and then like got really ugly all of a sudden. Like she looks good and then just all of a sudden hit a wall and then just got like super ugly. And that, but like even then, it's like, dude, why did you just, if you were gonna like sleep around on her, why did you go for the fucking maid? Like, what the fuck?
I know, she wasn't
Like,
good looking.
yeah, but I mean,
something different.
I mean, anything looked better than Maria Shriver, but I mean,
That's the low bar.
I got to get out of here. They're trying to kill you.
Dude.
Touch my penis.
I think when you're at that level, it's like, you start to look at other, that sort of money level. You see it, it gets boring. Like look at nobles like back in the olden days and shit. They just have these like wild sex parties.
Dude, look at Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh,
What, Jordan Belfort?
Yeah, because the thing that people that because I actually watched the movie the first time last night. I know, late to the party, no pun intended. But when I was reading Wikipedia, the thing that blew my mind, other than the crazy shit that happens in that movie, is that Jordan Belfort claims that you thought the drugs were bad in that movie. In reality, it was way worse. In reality, the sex stuff was way worse. He even talks about on Logan Paul's podcast, which is pretty appropriate for him, this one sex party he went to, and even the cops that were outside of it, because apparently they had cops there. It was like some bachelor party. They even told him, dude, don't go in there. It's pretty nasty. And I don't know if I should say what happened because it would kill our channel, maybe. I don't know. But if you want, I can go for it. But not only were there like orgies everywhere, like it was one big like open orgy of like 50 people. But he went to the bathroom. And there was this chick in there that was like what you were describing, Phil, with the sort of like, truck stop, teeth missing. And there were a line of guys without condoms on, of like 50 guys.
They're running a train.
Pretty much. And they were taking turns. And then near the end of it, this is where it gets gross. There's this one
Wall
dude.
Street people are degenerates.
Oh, they are, dude. Makes me hate Wall Street even more. So it's like all these people, again, doing it raw. And it's dripping and oozing with all these different, people's things. And one dude, because everybody's on drugs and shit, takes a giant glass, puts it under there, and all this shit drips in it. And he holds it up, and everybody goes silent. And he takes a big sip of it all. And then they all cheer.
Oh, that's a fucking biscuit party times 2.
2,000, dude. And that's only one story. I mean, and I think what happens, and I've always thought this, and he says it too, is like, because he cheated on his wife like countless times, both of them. It's like, look, when you're in that kind of world with that money, power, and access, the temptation is insane. For any normal person, it's going to be tempting as hell.
It's not even about the sex anymore. It's about the power. That's true too. It becomes sort of a status thing. Oh, look at how many women I got, and it makes you feel good that you can get all of them. But talk about, I'm surprised that dude survived, honestly. Like when you see everything he, like in his book that he talks about that he did and went through, I find it miraculous that he's alive, given how many drugs were in his system and all the crazy things he was doing.
By the way, now that you've seen it, by the way, now that you've seen The Wolf of Wall Street, how funny is Matthew McConaughey's scene in the movie?
It's very, very like he's right about what Wall Street is, and then he does that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know that was actually an improvisation that he did.
I think I've heard that before.
I just finished reading McConaughey's book, the Green Lights book, which is fantastic, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I listened to on Audible, and it's at the end of last year, and it really is worth the read if you like. I'm not usually into celebrity like bios and whatnot, but come on, it's Matthew McConaughey. So, but yeah, he actually talked about how that whole thing was improvised and what.
Interesting,
Yeah.
because the stuff he was saying about Wall Street was like so dead on. Like I was like, yeah, and
Yeah.
then it is funny, of course. And that's the interesting thing about that movie is to me, it's like I get it's comedic, and I did laugh a lot, but like by the like end of it, like, and I know this is the point. It's not a hot take or anything, but like you really fucking hate Leonardo DiCaprio's character.
Oh yeah,
Like it goes from comedic to like, dude, I want this guy to die. And it's also sad because it's like, he has a lot of potential. This Jordan, what I keep forgetting his lab, Jordan Belfast, but he just blows everything.
Yeah.
It's what greed can do to you.
Yeah.
Let's see, the Stormy affair.
Like I saw an interview that he did like in regards to this week's shenanigans.
Yeah, I saw it too.
Yeah, it was like it was cool. Like it was cool to hear it. Like it's rich hearing these like hedge fund managers cry foul after they do this shit to these people every day. Like,
mm-hmm. And the thing too is like, I mean, and I bet this is accurate, but like he was scamming the shit out of people, like with those penny stocks.
Well, yeah,
I mean, think of how much money, and I know people like do this a lot now with like spam calls, but it's like the gullibility of some people is just, it's still. What was that?
Pump and dump crypto. That's what they do.
Yeah,
you
pretty
gotta
much.
you gotta get those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers.
Yeah, dude. Fucking insane. Freaking insane. Also, Trump married Melania in 2005, and he supposedly did the Stormy thing in 2006.
Yeah. So she was still hot. Back in 2006, Stormy Daniels was still hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, speaking of hot, they made Margot Robbie hot as shit in that movie.
Do you wonder what that movie's gonna be like whenever they make the fucking movie for this shit?
I know, dude. They're gonna do it. There's gonna be movies made about this. The Big Short squeeze.
So here's something I've always wanted to ask you guys. So if we ever got depicted in a movie, who would you want to play you?
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Who is that like cuck guy from that fucking Juno? That actor.
Really? That's who should play me. Okay.
That's the guy who from the Scooby-Doo movie.
That is fucking hilarious.
You're talking about Michael Cera.
Yeah, whoever that guy, you know who he is. Like, I think he may have been was that the guy in the Spider-Man?
Come on, Alex. That's me.
It was like the guy from that movie, the one with the like video game characters being each of the fucking what's the one? The one where the dude, that guy. That's you.
I would.
That is you.
Dude, he's Canadian. Dude, fuck you.
I know.
Fuck you. Canadian.
He's got the same hairstyle. You could do it.
No, disavow.
Yes.
I veto.
Dude, it does.
People have said I look like what's that?
Shaggy.
No, yes, they do say I look like Shaggy. Thankfully, that's died down since I left college. They all say I look like what's that? What?
You have to admit that.
What?
You have to admit there is a resemblance between you and Michael Cera.
Vaguely.
No, I maybe vaguely. I see more of I'm not sure it's much better, but Jesse Eisenberg.
That's the one I was thinking of. People
Yeah,
say that all the
yeah,
time.
that would be it right there. That's the pick.
I always get John Hamm or either I get John Hamm or Damian Lewis, which is funny because I'm not
You're not
a
a
redhead.
redhead.
I'm not a, but I guess I look like him in the face. I don't know.
I would veto both of those on you. You look more like shit. That's a hard one.
I get Hugh Laurie a lot too from House.
Dude, where are these people coming up with these? None of these look like you. I mean, okay, maybe a little bit. Now that I see him at that angle, actually, maybe if he had the goatee thing, maybe.
Well, they can always grow hair.
Yeah, that's true. What about Alex? Ooh.
Maybe like the or some shit like that.
I don't think I've seen. I actually don't think I don't think I've actually seen Alex's face, so I don't.
Oof. Oh, he's safe from all this. Phil. Okay, there's gotta be an actor that looks like Phil.
In terms of personality, John Bernthal, who plays the
Punisher.
What?
No, I'd say oh shit. Nah, Phil doesn't have that big beard anymore. I was gonna say late. What's his face?
Who's that dude from Breaking Bad? The
Walter
guy.
White.
No, not Walter White. The other guy. The dude
Mike?
who
Other guy.
the one who doesn't die and like like lives in the basement of the meth heads.
Spoilers. Oh, you mean Jesse?
That's like a 10-year-old movie. If you're still being spoiled,
It's a show.
Whatever. You fucking deserve it at this point. It's
Aaron Paul.
Who is it? Jesse Pinkman, that guy.
Yeah, Aaron Paul.
Aaron Paul.
No, Phil does not.
I think personality wise, because there's a different like I don't know if there's
like you dress him up a little bit.
I don't see it. I don't see it. I kind of do, but I kind of don't. Because Aaron Paul is more of that sort of like dude bro, kind of, degenerate, delinquent. Phil's not.
Oh, you should have seen. I bet Phil was probably those when he was in the military.
I think personality probably Will Arnett, but like I think just personality wise, not totally. I'm probably a little funnier than he is, but like,
oof.
But definitely personality, like mannerisms. I think. Look wise, I don't know what the fuck. I don't think I look like anybody in particular.
You look like Danny DeVito.
That's what I'd say. Like me, fucking
Danny DeVito. Dude, damn. That is like a shot below the belt right there.
Hey, I was getting called like with John Cena, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Hey, if you go low, I go lower. When they go low, I go lower.
God.
No, I kid though. Oh fudge. What could we pick? What's that? The dude from Nightcrawler. What's his freaking name?
Nightcrawler. That's gay as shit. Want to play Nightcrawler? Yeah, that's with fucking Danny DeVito too.
No.
The one I've gotten that I don't get is actually Matthew McConaughey.
Dude, his picture just popped up when you said that. That's crazy. No, you look like this dude. I have no clue who this dude is. Will Rogers, not the Mr. Rogers. Will Rogers. Let me post this in chat. Looks like a soccer player maybe. This is his IMDb. That looks like Sam. Kind of.
I'm not a fucking actor, but I know like I know I have like one doppelganger walking around somewhere.
Really?
Yeah, that's the weirdest shit I think I've ever seen.
Where was that?
I showed you that picture.
Oh yeah, I can kind of see it.
See what I mean? I think you did show me that picture, but I don't remember too well.
Yeah, go back in your fucking chat history.
Dude, you're gonna make. How am I gonna find it?
God damn it, yeah. My God, Biden's new secretary.
Yo.
That picture. That makes me laugh every time.
Dude, I love the one where Sam and I were like dying when we first saw
Yeah, it was
it.
on 117.
Yeah.
That dude looks similar. If he was an actor, he'd play me in a fucking movie.
What, Biden's Secretary of Health?
No, God, no, not Chris.
No, when Sam and I found the meme of like it was Bib Fortuna from Star Wars and the tranny, and Sam and I were just dying. It was so fucking funny.
Yeah, we found that at like 2 in the morning, and we both just started dying laughing.
It's so funny. That's the funniest comparison I've seen. Period.
Dude, fucking Chris Chan, man, just look at them.
No, we
Like,
don't need to see him again.
Chris Chan, man, he's something else.
It does look like Chris Chan though.
Oh, you know who I also get is have any of you guys seen the Boys, that series on Amazon?
The Boys.
The Boys sounds gay as shit. Like the Hardy Boys. My
It's,
guys got clue.
it's
Got
not.
raging clue in my pants.
I've seen ads for it on YouTube, but I have not seen it.
I've been told I look like Carl Urban, who's a British actor.
Let's see, Carl Urban. I've heard that name before. Oh, Lord of the Rings, dude. Oh, that dude. Yeah, he's in Red and Star Trek. I would say no. You don't look. No, I'm gonna veto that one. Strong veto.
Well, I guess none of us really look like celebrities.
Sean looks like that one guy. I'm
No, I
telling you.
don't.
Oh, yeah, who played Shaggy in the Scooby Doo movie?
All right, let's find out. Oh god. Let's fucking look at this shit.
The live action Scooby Doo movie. There you go.
Oh god. I think there were two. There's two different ones we could look at here. Let's which one do I? Oh god, that fucking chin, the hair. Ooh. Which one do you think I look more like? The top or the bottom?
Look at the bottom one. I could see it.
The top one's from the movie. The bottom one's from. It's one of the later movies. A made-for-TV one.
I could see it. That Nick Palatis guy. I could see it.
At any rate, guys, we're almost at 3 hours, so we want to close this.
Holy shit balls.
Close out that 1 o'clock hour. Let's make it nice and square.
Let's close high. Ding, 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 ding.
All right.
Let's see. Let's look at this dude real quick.
Aggie.
Yeah, he does have some resemblance. I'm just unique, okay? We're all unique here. We can't find anybody who looks like us. We're all just unique.
I'm sure you probably could do one of those like what celebrity do I look like games on fucking Facebook.
Yeah, you can, but they'll always get you wrong. So
do they have an app for that? Fat Keck Boy, have you seen the Godzilla vs Kong trailer? I have not, but I hear it's a thing. Does it look good?
It looks kind of cringe.
Oh boy.
Like not like SJW, but just like really like cheesy and unrealistic. So.
Right.
Expect out of a Godzilla movie. They're always a little bit cheesy. It's like mac and cheese, you know.
Have you seen the originals? Like the original King Kong, like the Japanese one.
Oh, you like? See, you love that anime,
No,
don't you?
It's not fucking anime.
It's a Japanese culture. You get your katana.
Yo, stroke my pee-pee.
Okay, yes, they use a lot. They use puppets, and it was live action. It was not animated. They didn't have anime then. It didn't even exist.
I probably did.
Dude, it was 1930s. They didn't have anime.
I don't know, man. I think they did.
Well, yeah, you watched an anime recently, didn't you?
Which anime?
Jinro?
Oh yeah, you recommended that anime to me. You put on your anime list.
I should, Donnie, if you're still
But-
listening, have you seen Jinro? I know you're into anime.
But anyway, I think we ought to close this out. So, any final thoughts?
Let's keep it up until fucking 1. We got 10 minutes left.
Hold the line.
Hold the line, goddammit.
Hold the
Hear
fucking
this shit
line.
about fucking anime now.
Yes, yeah, but I'm trying to change the subject so you don't start bullying me for my few animes I've seen. Which one of which you do like?
Oh, and I do love the Jinro anime. You know, it's good.
It was
It's
red
almost
pilled.
The Samurai Jack
It's
anime.
not fucking goddamn anime. It is as much of an anime as Robin Hood is a free market.
Well, that's the thing too. Do you think they're gonna get like? Do you think that the lawsuit's actually gonna work against them?
No.
I've heard it won't from some articles. Unfortunately, I really hope it does, but I don't know.
Matter if it doesn't work either way, because do you think
We're
enough
fucking
people are
leaving.
fuck it over?
Dude, Wall Street Bets will create their own broker service thingamabobber, and we'll just all use that.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I don't think I don't think anything will happen via lawsuit or regulation to Robinhood. I think if anything, people will just enough of people will just stop using Robinhood,
I agree.
then it'll just alter. Like they'll just dust them out because like they're fucked.
Yeah.
Like the idea, like how many people know now that they sell their fucking information to third parties like that? Like I didn't know that shit until this week. Like how many people are gonna be freaked out enough by that to
Well,
go, fuck it.
I think they should have been required to disclose that a little bit better, because
Well, yeah, but they were
they
probably
did in their terms of service. It's like 1,000,000 pages long and is very small print.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, who reads? Like, honest to God, who actually spends the time to read those?
I read every
Exactly.
single one
That's
I
what
sign
they're.
up
That's
for.
what they're praying. That's what they prey on. They prey on you to just kind of just accept their long ass terms of service without actually reading it, and that's how they get you.
Dude, I fucking read one once, and there was a thing at the bottom that said, if you read this, if you're the first person who actually read this, you can get like it was like a contest or something. I was like, fuck, I missed out on that. Like, people put those in there because they know no one actually reads them. You can fucking win real money. It's like, fuck, I'm not gonna read 50 pages. And that's kind of bullshit too. Like, I think there should be some regulation on those fucking terms of service. More than anything.
Yeah.
I mean, more than anything else, because
Well, they've tried.
when
I've actually, I don't know when, but I've heard that they've tried in the past with like making the language easier to understand.
Sure.
But
probably the first sentence.
Well, there's
but
a lot.
like-
Sorry, there's a lot of people that are just stupid. They're just like, oh, whatever.
like they have to have all these stupid things in there that doesn't make any sense. It's like I mean, it makes sense, but you have to spend like an hour reading it for every fucking download. Like, oh, you have to go and read this and that and this and that. It's like, dude, no one's gonna fucking pay attention.
Yeah. It's a shame because, like I said, Robinhood, it really is, the platform itself is great. It's simple, it's clean, it's easy to use, very beginner friendly. Again, they shoot these companies always shoot themselves in the fucking foot. Discord's doing it, Twitter did it big time. They all do it in the end. But I really liked the conversation we had at the beginning. Like, it was freaking fiery, it was intense, it was emotional, it was interesting. We were debating, we were yelling, we were screaming, and we all loved it. It was great. I really liked it.
Yeah.
Because
Do you think could put like, would it be legal like if you were to get super chats, like fucking have the audience pick fucking stocks?
Did you hear what Linus was doing?
What?
He was taking every super chat he got and dumping it into GME stock.
Was that legal?
What was I didn't hear either of you?
Is that legal to do that?
I don't see why not. You can do whatever you want with your money, right?
I'd think, but you never know these stupid fucking laws these days.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing, too. We never dived into this because we don't give a shit, frankly, is whether what Reddit did was actually legal. And it's like, technically, no. But technically, what the hedgies weren't doing was what they were doing was illegal, too. But
Yep.
we're playing by the same rules here, buddies.
How do you sue Reddit for that? They were in the open.
What was that? I didn't hear you again.
How do you sue Reddit for that though? Like they were in the open for it. How is that insider trading if it's
No, not insider trading, but market manipulation. Because it's coordinated. But the thing they're not going to get them because these are all anons, and you can't really trace it to one person and X number of people. Like it's really hard to connect the dots. That they're just not going to get these people. It's just the beauty of their scheme.
Well, see, someone should take that to court too, because that seems like it's a First Amendment violation at that point. Because they said that based on Citizens United, money is speech, right? Wasn't that the whole thing with Citizens United?
I don't understand Citizens United. I'll be honest. I don't know a lot about that.
Yeah, no. Anyway, guys, we're down to like I think 3 viewers now. So
shit, that's a lot more than what we normally get.
Right now on our stream.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's more. We're getting 9. Oh wait, that's 9 concurrent. What's our live viewers?
9 watching now. That's what. It says,
oh, yeah. Sorry, yeah. Shit. That is still a lot more than what we normally get, unironically. But yeah, we'll close out. Like I said, it was awesome talking to you guys. I love the conversations. We had some disagreements, some agreement, but we all came out loving it. And we're going to the moon. We're going to the freaking moon.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
Diamond hands, boys. Hold the fucking line.
Later, Gators.
See you around.
Later. From all of us here at NGC Studios.